stuff related to anything to do with YouTubers and streamers. So when you guys need games, you come to me. When our clients want to work with influencers and broadcasters, they come to me to go to you. And of course, consulting on a lot of other things all related to influencers streaming, including YouTube streaming, and, you know, of course, Twitch streaming. But I didn't say that here.
No, not at all. Next on the line, look at all swag right there, Mr. B. Fu Techie. How are you, sir?
Doing okay.
Hey, would you like to introduce yourself and tell the people what you does and what you do?
Okay. Hi. I'm 1/4 of Bifu Techie. What we actually started off as a website that did a lot of game reviews. So most of us from the staff know Andy firsthand, like my wife. He knows not to email me now because I will never respond. But what we did, we got into a lot of FGC style streams. So we go to a lot of fighting game tournaments and we broadcast that stuff. So I'm pretty much what you would call an event broadcaster for Twitch. So anytime that there's like a big fighting game tournament, I'm pretty much lugging all of my stuff with me to whatever event that's going on.
Cool, cool. And of course, the lady of the stream.
The lovely Seraph.
The lovely Seraph. How are you tonight?
Doing well, thanks.
You want to tell all the gajillions of people here today who you are and what you do?
I'm basically just a streamer, but I've been a long-time competitive gamer, mainly fighting games. But yeah, I mean, I've just played games for a long time and love sharing my passion with people. And I'm always looking to push myself. So I have a very competitive edge. So.
And I gotta say, I love having you all here tonight. Oh, we got another host. Thank you so much, Lycan of Light. I appreciate that. So I'm going to go right into the questions. We got a nice, hefty amount of questions. No surprise, I got a lot of questions for Synapse. We were getting questions via messaging on Twitter, some on the website. And I got to start off, Synapse. You're the first one on my panel.
Yeah.
The question, it says, what inspired you to go into graphic design? And what made you stream it?
I don't know. You know, I always really liked just sitting down and creating something in video editing. Like, I'm inspired by the things I watch. I grew up a fan of cinema and video games and stuff like that. So I just see things and I'm like, wow, how the F did they do that? And when I realized that, you know, how people were doing that, just editing and stuff like that, you know, I started off just making videos for my guild. And I think a lot of you guys might do stuff like that too, where, you know, you got Photoshop, you got After Effects, you're really inspired by hanging out with your guild members, you're doing stuff in the game, and that stuff is really, you know, driving you to, you know, wanna you know, make a video out of it or something to show the world and share it with other people. And so that's pretty much what got me doing it. And then once I realized that, you know, I could put it up on YouTube and people, you know, started, you know, commenting back saying, you know, I really like that. How did you do that? How did you, you're starting to get better at that. Then they start asking me questions, and I decided, why not stream it? You know, maybe I could help just one person make a video. I can help hundreds or even now thousands, and just snowballed from there.
Like, how did you? And another question is, how did you choose Twitch as a platform?
Twitch is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Twitch. Hey, what's up, Switchcore? Twitch is. I mean, it's you know, it's the platform for streaming gaming, and you know, we got Hitbox and there's other ones out there, but I think, you know, I saw people like Soda Poppin and a lot of other big streamers streaming on Twitch, and so for that it was kind of it was a no-brainer. But there's a lot of other players coming into the arena now, so it should be interesting. YouTube gaming thing is starting up. I have no idea how that works, but a lot of people are interested. I think a lot of us want to know what's going to happen with streaming after they launch.
It's actually going to be great.
So many good
things.
Yeah.
I've been streaming on there. I've been streaming on there, and I already love it.
I have
Player 2 has entered the arena.
Yes.
So says Twitch.
I had a private demo myself, and I got a chance to go into the alpha. They're going into beta soon with the other features for so many good reasons. There are a lot of good things happening with YouTube streaming. I can't deny that.
That's actually a topic tonight.
Nice.
We got questions, believe it or not, for every one of you. I got even one for Bifu Techie. Bifu Techie.
Wow.
What was the first Street Fighter you ever played, and who was your favorite character to play as?
Okay, first Street Fighter I ever played was probably Street Fighter 2. Growing up in Brooklyn, there was a deli not too far from where I live. And anytime we would go there, I would go there just to play Street Fighter. And one day I went in there and it was upsetting to find out that, they removed it. And then a couple weeks later, another version came in there. That was a Rainbow Edition. And I got to learn how to play that one, and I ended up hating that one. But whatever. As for the character I like playing, it's a variety of characters. I love playing in Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4 right now. I'll play Blanca, but as you can see on my shirt.
Yeah, because they said if you didn't say Blanca, you'd be lying, says chat.
Right. No, I love Blanca. But
Ono would be so proud of you.
What's funny is Ono actually has this shirt. He actually has 2 of these shirts. We made it a
seen him in
point.
the red shirt lately. He always has the promotional shirt when I see him.
Yeah, you always see him in that one. But we made it a task to make sure that he gets this shirt when we had this shirt printed. But I like Blanca, but in other variations of the game, I've always gravitated to different characters. Like in Alpha Series, I play either Akuma or Rose. And then Cross Tekken, I never touched Blanca because I didn't like him in Cross Tekken.
Sweet. I got actually, Seraph, I got something for you, but I'm gonna get our guest first, and I'm gonna say, Andy, here's a question. Are there still games out there for kids? I know these are all over, but this is gonna crescendo into a main topic. I just want to get the viewer questions out first, and then I'll go into my personal questions. Are there still games out there for kids in consoles and PC gaming? What are your thoughts as a guy who's in there all the time?
There are plenty of games for kids. The thing is, though, the genre of games for kids has changed. There's really, don't say Reader Rabbit, don't give me that chat. The truth is, I think what most of society has done is insult kids on what they're capable of playing. Lego Worlds is one of the few games that I'm going to name out there because it's one of the newest ones that's challenging Minecraft. And although Minecraft is one of the most popular kids games out there because it's essentially very easy to play, and there's a lot of games that will challenge the mind, but there's also a lot of games that are geared towards kids that don't have to be on the PlayStation and Xbox. Most of the platforms where kids gaming has taken place is actually on the PC. You saw it with Wizard and Pirate 101, and that was the MMO space. And then now you're going to look at a lot of the tablet spaces because they're personalized. So there's quicker games, and they're not all like Angry Birds and such. There's a lot of card swapping games. There's card building games. There are a lot of games that involve a lot of arithmetic, but they're still action oriented. Puzzle Gems is one of the most popular games played among kids under 10. So a big world of games for kids. As a matter of fact, actually, I'm headed to Rhode Island this weekend to give a friend of mine's son his first Xbox. And I got like a whole slew of games for him, 2 controllers. I'm giving him everything. It's gonna be good. Gotta spoil him.
Now we got a few questions for Seraph. Seraph, I got 2 questions for you. How did you come to stream? How do you? In other words, the person meant how did you become a streamer? I guess. Okay. And the other one is, I guess that somebody on stream is asking, what's your favorite game, and what does your family think about you streaming? It's a lot of these are questions directly, towards you. So
okay, well, like I said, I've been a competitive gamer for a very long time, and I've always had an interest in gaming. So when I found out about Twitch, I just kind of decided I would give it a shot. I didn't think I would get very far, but I just like streaming, and I figured it would be a good place to meet people and make friends and find other people that are interested in the same stuff as you. And you can't always go to tournaments, so it's another way to meet people, which is nice.
Sweet.
And my favorite game would probably be Majora's Mask for N64, because I'm a huge Zelda fangirl, and I don't know, I just love Zelda, and that's probably my favorite one. And then my family, they're pretty supportive of me, honestly. They know that I do it, and it's fun. So
do they burst in on your camera sometimes
they
while you're
do,
streaming?
Actually, my mom does. It'll be nice to finally move out, but for now they're here.
Out of here, God.
Pretty much. I do it at night usually, so nighttime is better for me for that reason. But
sweet. All right, so we're gonna take a pause on some of the viewer questions unless they start flooding into the chat. The question is on a lot of streamers' mind. I've got the soap the Soapy is it? I think his name is, or the Soup. I'm sorry, the Sopa. A lot of people, the broadcasters that are trying to get ahead, trying to learn. We've got some partnered people in here, and I want to start with Synapse, which is a great different variety in things in gaming. And here's a question: like, do you have any tips for these up and coming broadcasters on how to start the path to getting a partnered or to get noticed? Because I think a lot of people, the question is, how do I get noticed as a streamer? Like, do you have any tips? Do you have any advice, any experience you want to share with the viewers on that?
Sure. There's so many ways, I think, to get your name out there. And there's so many strategies that people are using. And I think the best thing to do is, like, watch your favorite streamers and look at kind of the way they engage people. You gotta, being a streamer is a little bit like marketing, I think. And so you got to market yourself. And it's really hard at first to get started. And I think that I definitely understand the frustration. A lot of people like, how do you really get started streaming and stuff? And when you first start out, how do you get people to notice you and all of that? I think that first of all, social media is a great way to communicate with people. You just got to think about communication, and definitely you should have, your YouTube. That's what I recommend. Have your YouTube active. YouTube is really high on search rankings and stuff. So if there's a game that you play, you're doing a lot of GTA games or something like that, you kind of have that as your backbone. Tweeting, it's changing with social media what the best outlet is. But hey, look at what the pros are doing. They've all got their Instagrams, their Twitters, their Facebook, their YouTube. So just kind of use that as a model, as a groundwork, and make sure you have those things ready to deploy. And as a streamer, your personality, what's going to cause people to come to your stream and stay at your stream? And I think it's really about being yourself. And Soda Poppin said this. This is advice that I got from Chance himself. And, he talked to a lot of people about, how do you get started? Sometimes it's just like how Chance got started. He was on the ground floor on the new streaming platform when Twitch, first came out. That's why we're going to be looking at this new YouTube streaming platform. Try to do things when they first come out. Be the first to do it, and always be yourself. Chance said, don't try to be anybody else. If you try to be like me, it's not going to work. If you try to be like PewDiePie, it's...
Especially PewDiePie.
Especially PewDiePie.
There's a lot of people that try to kind of copy. Now, you can do that, I think, and this is just my opinion, right? We're going to see what some of the other guys think too, because there's a lot of brain power right now in the chat and in the call. But you got to be unique too in yourself. So what are you good at? You got to find what you're good at. When you're good at something, people are going to be really interested in what you have to show, because nobody else is maybe doing it like that. So I know every single person has something that they are an expert at, or that they're a little bit better at, and you got to find a way to channel that to your viewers, and they're going to see that you're really, you're skilled, you're talented in that area, and they're going to ask you questions. They're going to want to know more, and that's going to keep them there longer.
Wow, that was actually really good. Does anybody want to add anything to that?
Absolutely. I think that I get that question very often. I speak to a lot of people who have just recently been partnered, right down to people who are looking for their partnership, and I've also helped people get to the point of partnership. Actually, like I've seen I'm not going to name names, but I've seen certain streamers grow from November of last year to 500 followers to now being at 100,000.
Wow!
And it's definitely not like some magic formula. It was consistency. It was a social media mix. It was the confidence to make sure all the other avenues were covered. There was a lot of focus, not just on YouTube, but there was also a lot of focus on your social space, and collaborating with other streamers is huge, because honestly, they're going to support you. What you have to understand is something big, and I say this to a lot of the guys who I speak to now. Whether you got, I talk to people who have 2 million followers on YouTube, and I talk to people who've got 75 followers on Twitch, and they're all going to be very different. But you have to understand that right now, your PC, PS4s, and Xbox Ones all had the capability of pressing a button and people can start streaming right away. So you were up against 60 million people every single day who might have a personality. So just like Rich said, stand out, but also keep that standing out. Don't copy anyone else. Be faithful to who you are. Be consistent with your games and your genre, because that's kind of huge too. Because if one day you start playing Street Fighter and everyone's just like, yeah, this is a Street Fighter channel, that was an awesome match, I love being here, and then all of a sudden the next day you're playing League of Legends, well, what the hell is that?
And I think that's the more problem, is that like unless you have like a schedule where you're like, okay, this day is gonna be fighting games, this day is gonna be MOBAs, this day is gonna be first person shooters, but you can't like stray away from the one game that you play the most.
Yep.
There has to be some type of a balance. And whenever I stream, I'm either playing Street Fighter, Call of Duty, or as of late I've been playing a lot of Stealth Inc. too. But I try to make sure that it's during a certain time that I'm playing any one of those particular games, because any time of day that I'm getting a different type of people coming in and watching what I'm playing.
Right.
So
that consistency is a really big deal.
It is. Consistency is a big deal. Like, you can't sit here and say, okay, here's my schedule. Monday I'm streaming this time, Tuesday I'm streaming this time, Wednesday I'm streaming this time, Thursday I'm off, and then Friday I'm streaming this time. Once you break away from that schedule, could be even for a week, viewers are going to be like, okay, he's not live, I'm not going to watch anymore.
Yeah. And a lot of streamers have had that problem too. We've seen that, and that's why you got to watch your favorite streamers and really pay attention to what they're doing. A friend of mine, Chinglish, he's I've watched him go through, because I watch him the most, and I notice, and it happens to me too on my channel, with subscriber wise, with a sub button wise. If you take off too much time, if you take a vacation, you take a whole week off, it really hurts. People will actually unsubscribe. But if you're there, you're streaming at the time that they know you're going to be streaming, and you keep that consistent stream schedule. If it's possible for you to stream consistently, I know it's really hard, guys. It's really hard to stream consistently, but if you can, they when it's time to resubscribe, they tune in. There you are, and you can really hold on. I think that as viewers, because I'm also a stream viewer, all of us that stream, we also watch streams. I could be very particular about what stream that I watch. And when you really invest in a stream, you really expect it to be there. Another thing is, people are really sensitive to consistency and schedules. I'm not. I'm random as hell. I'm complete bat crazy, those of you guys that know me. But a lot of people really like that schedule, because they're on a schedule. They've got to wake up to go to work or go to school or whatever. They're on that schedule, so they can fit that time slot in to watch streams and stuff. And so they want to know that you're going to be there.
Exactly. And I definitely want to build on that too, because this is going to refer back to YouTube, because obviously VOD, video on demand, for those who don't know what it means, is something that is very valuable to people who may not have the opportunity to watch you when they're available. So I think if you start gearing your stream towards having that archive of videos later, where people can kind of see your attitude, and when see your energy, see the games you play, and when they can tune in. Because you kind of have to see it like daytime television. Like, if you see a clip from Key and Peele on your Facebook, you're more inclined to probably watch the show when you get the chance. But if you're never watching television at 9 o'clock at Comedy Central, well, it's just like, I won't catch it, but I know exactly where to go to find it. So using television is a really good example of how to really schedule yourself out, and don't burn yourself out. Like, there's some people out there who are out there 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and you see them getting sleepy, and you see them kind of getting bored, and they don't have that hype anymore. And it's just like, just go to bed. Like, you're better off being at 100% for 6 hours than you are trying to kill yourself for 12.
For 12, and I've seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna that YouTube thing is probably the best thing that you can do, because you can grow an audience on YouTube a lot faster than you can on Twitch, and basically take that audience and have them switch over to YouTube, from YouTube to Twitch.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers are doing that, where they will upload a video and say, hey, I'm going to be live, I'm having a special stream, and you can use that community that you build to kind of funnel people back over to your Twitch, and vice versa too. In your Twitch description, talk about your YouTube video. I like to show my viewers my YouTube videos and stuff too. So it switches over. It's really about getting in touch with all those. There's millions of people out there. How do you get to know them? How do you meet them?
Now I got another question here. There are I feel two different types of broadcasters, right? The person who likes to go on Twitch and just do the regular thing, and then there's a person who wants to actually build a career on Twitch. The person who says, I want the rest of my life, I want to broadcast, entertain people, I want to be the next Swifty or whatever. Even though we already spoke about not being like them, but they want the same type of
be the next Dance Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Have that many people watching.
Everybody wants to be the next Dance Gaming.
You can be Cyanide overnight. You'll see.
So, website, having a website as a streamer, YouTuber, how important is that? Like, is that something that, like, all right, I'm a streamer, all right, I'm a YouTuber, I have to have a website? Is that something that a lot of you know, people that have made it to that next level of broadcasting have or must have?
I have a website. First of all, I'm going to say, if you're really serious about what you do, it doesn't matter if you're streaming or if you're professional in another arena, or if you're a student and you really want to go hardcore. When you want to go hardcore in something, you need to do everything that you can to make sure that you're doing your best to achieve your goals, right? It's great to set goals. And if your goal is to be a professional streamer, because that's what the question is, then you're gonna, I think that it doesn't hurt. All right. So I think that you definitely should, because that's part of social media. There's things that you can do that I've been able to do with the website that maybe YouTube doesn't provide or Twitch doesn't provide. So it's just one more avenue to kind of connect your social media together and bring your community together. Maybe you want a discussion forum or, stuff like that. And, for me, I kind of have my blog. Maybe I can post something on my website that's not appropriate for YouTube or something like that. There's so many. You just have more freedom and more leverage to communicate with your viewers. So should you spend? The other question would be: should you spend a whole bunch of money on a website? Make it a major investment? No, you don't have to. A website is something that you can do for free or for cheap, just to open up that for your viewers.
There's certainly a lot of opportunity in having an extra space for your community on a website. Ko is definitely one of the best examples of using his website to his advantage when it comes to his subscribers have an extra place for community. He's got a place to communicate with them, so he doesn't do a newsletter, but he does do an area where they can all talk amongst themselves with whatever event he's doing. And as well as, Greg and Colin from Kinda Funny, they have a website for Patreon. And that's fantastic for them. And it's just, again, another way for AdWords to find your stream, another way for the Google search engines to find your YouTube, and it just comes full circle.
I have an incoming question. I guess this viewer is a little insecure or just shy. I know this is a little off topic, but I just want to. This seems like a lot of people are dealing with this problem. How do you deal with negative comments and feedback, either be on YouTube, on Twitch? I want to start off before anyway. We want to get it's the people are pointing at me that should get Seraph to as me and Seraph are the ones here that we're still doing our thing. Seraph, I'm going to ask you, how do you deal with people when they come and act crazy on your channel, like negative comments and negative feedback? How do you feel and how do you deal with that? I mean, because we're up and coming streamers, so how do you deal with it? Then I'm going to go to the more seasoned people that are above me here.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely hard. It's never fun to hear people express opinions about you that are mean or not what you want to hear, but I've learned just to try to not take it personally, because it's just, you just have to do your thing regardless of what people think, because for every one person that feels that way, you have 100 people that don't. So, and it's just try to be yourself and be true to yourself and just do your thing. People will come. Some people won't and you can't please everyone. It's not possible. So
hey, Synapse and Beaver, you guys feel free to answer, cue in on this. How do you deal with negative comments and negative feedback on your platforms?
You want to go first, Synapse, or?
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, I learned a lot from.
Make it dirty.
I learned a lot from watching Swifty when he started streaming. He wasn't even the first one to really start streaming on Twitch. He kind of came in after Soda Poppin' and stuff were kind of getting big a couple of years back. Definitely he was streaming for at least a year before I even, started really doing it. But, just watching him on his YouTube channel too, people were always giving him a really hard time because he's a YouTube personality and he's a World of Warcraft player and he likes to PvP. But he's never been a gladiator at PvP. So people would give him a hard time. They're like, hey, look, we're looking up to you as an expert, but you suck, and he doesn't suck. Those of you guys that played with Swifty, he's really good. I've healed him many times. He does not. He tunnels a lot, but he's good. But the point is, he caught a lot of criticism, and I watch how he deals with that. Basically, you got to just brush it off your shoulder, and exactly how Seraph says, for every one person who is being a hater or whatever, there's so many more people that are saying, look, dude, I really like what you're doing, the advice. I've learned a lot, either from the games you play or the edits or whatever the case is. For Swifty, He inspired people to be healthy. So there's so much more power in numbers and positive reinforcement. You can't let that one bad apple ruin the entire party. And then, Chinglish is somebody else that I watch his stream and I look up to him. The way he deals with the trolls when they come in the chat, he basically just tells them to F off. He's like, if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. You could be nice to them and stuff. Like sometimes I like to let them troll. I'll get them riled up, and then I'll let my mods take care of them just, for fun. I'll be like, you guys decide if you like what he's saying and you want to see him troll, then I'll go back and forth with him. But when you get sick of him, just give him the hammer. It's like, you really got to be confident.
Trial by combat when you do.
Yeah. One time I even offered to give them money. I was like, should we give him money or should we ban him? And I did a straw poll, and I was actually going to give him money. Thank God I didn't have to.
I think my situation is different because being that I'm an event streamer, it's different because we, as an event streamer, you deal with different elements. We're not streaming from our homes and things like that. So a lot of times we're out in the field streaming on internet we're not very familiar with. See, here in my house, I have 300 over 300, whatever. I know that.
Wash your shoulders off for a second, why don't you?
God. I have files. So it's like, and I have it here because whenever I come back, what I do is I plug in everything, upload all the videos, and done. But either way, when you go to an event, and that's when I get most of my viewers. I'll get like 10, 15, 20,000 viewers at those times when I'm streaming that stuff. And a lot of times, internet will start to crap out or something else would be a problem. So you'll get a lot of negativity for that. And the best way for you to do it is to know who to trust in the chat when they're giving you that type of feedback. Hear what they're saying and try to correct what it is that they're saying. Because you'll have a million people coming at you or thousands of people that are in your chat that will probably say, well, some of them are saying the same thing, and they're basically just trying to throw you off. The best thing for you to do is to pretty much keep a cool head, stay calm, and just go with the flow.
Sure, like trying to interpret what information, what criticisms they give you are actually good feedback, and what criticisms are just to try to get you mad and try to get you fired up.
Exactly, because that's all they were really trying to do. Because I'll tell you this, when I started streaming and stuff like that, I was a firecracker. I was someone with a very short fuse, and some people could start saying something. I'll read it, and I'm like, okay, and then they'll continue to say it, and then like 20 other people will come in and say it. Then 500 people are saying the same thing, and it got to the point where I'm like, okay. Once it got to that point, I was cursing everybody out in the stream. So after a while, I would go back. Like I think like 2 years ago, I went back and I started watching those old streams, and I was like, wow, I was really a short fuse. I had a short fuse back then. So I've learned to toughen the skin, know who to trust in the chat, because there's certain people who I can go to in my chat that will tell me straight out, hey, look, they're kind of right with what they're doing. And with this lovely whisper feature, it's great to have.
I love that new feature, I swear.
Whisper is so much fun and so behind. It's hilarious.
It's so weird because it's like Twitch chat is based off of IRC, but then it's like you couldn't whisper, so it's. And then when they finally allowed it, I was like, yes.
I gotta tell you, that's one thing that drives me out of my mind about Twitch sometimes. Get with it. Sorry, I'm allowed to say that though, because they are behind on so many basic things. Like, I don't know.
Like Rewind?
Or global analytics. Rewind is a good one too. Holy cow, who'd have thought I'd want to know where my viewers were around the world?
There you go.
I would love, but the thing is, they have it. Because
they do.
Once again, as an event streamer, I know. Because like when I streamed this event for Apex, like they're able to tell me like, okay, you had this many viewers from this country, this many viewers from this country, this many viewers from that country. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, why can't I see that on my own? Like, why do I have to go to you and be like, yo, how many viewers did I have that were from Ireland?
And guess who's about to play devil's advocate? Because guess what YouTube streaming offers?
Wait. I already know this. Because like I said, I've been streaming on YouTube for quite some time. And with this new platform, the stuff that they're adding into it blows my mind. But what was already there, just phenomenal. The fact that I could be streaming here right now and I could take a funny moment that probably just happened like 5 minutes ago and make that its own independent video on YouTube. Right. Great. Love it.
And then instant replay when you do it as well. Just like that.
Just like that.
I'm sorry. I'm reading chat here. There, I see people are asking some questions. People are like trying to understand a few things.
Someone was trying to ask me a question about. You said we need to stick to a kind of genre or have set days for specific genres. What about those of us who do playthroughs on Twitch, basically playing a game from start to finish? Well, if that's the case, then, you know, if you're going to sit there and play like Tomb Raider, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that, you know, if you're going to make a schedule, make a schedule. If you're going to play different games, you're not. And this basically goes to a lot of FGC people who I know, because there are a ton of streamers like NY Chris G, Fnatic, and all these other guys. They all sit there. They're known for playing Street Fighter, Marvel, things like that. They'll stream it once out of the whole week, and then the rest of the time they're playing like League of Legends or Hearthstone or this or that.
Okay, so I have to interject. I just got it. Synapse Epic Beard. That's all. I just got it. Somebody
My beard thanks you.
So we got the whisper. It is cool. Yes, his beard just has his own camera on the stream. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew that. So
Soda Pop and
there's a fist underneath that beard.
They named I have a white beard here, like a little white patch right here. They named my white beard.
Zoom.
They named it Fuck. It was a straw poll. There was like 20 options. They almost named it Butt Crack, and Mercator was up there pretty close, but Fuck was the winner. So yeah, it has its own personality. I think I'm developing magical powers.
I got a question here. As streamers, how do you feel about YouTubers uploading your content? Free stream exposure or stealing your content?
Ooh.
So that's a very, very good question.
Yeah, because that actually dances on a problem on my end of the spectrum. So I'd like to hear. Actually, I'm going to start with Seraph, because that is more than likely to happen to you of all people. And the reason I say that is because let's just say you've got a beta for a particular game. Let's just say you had SV5 first, and then someone goes, well, I didn't get it. I'm going to grab your footage. And all of a sudden does that. What do you think?
I mean, I've never had it happen to me before, so I can't really speak from experience, but I would say, like, if I was planning on taking that highlight myself and making it, I'd be upset. But if it was just something like from my stream and they like said in the comments that it wasn't them, then I guess I'd be okay with that. But I mean, if they're trying to like play off that they were me, that'd probably bother me.
I mean, they can totally monetize off of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that
I only like shared that with you, Ghost, because I want to hear what Synapse has to say about that.
It's actually a great idea, to be honest with you, actually, when I think about it. Sorry, okay, I'm being a jerk.
No. No, it's cool. It's cool. These are the questions a lot of people, believe it or not, want to know answers to, and that's actually a great question. So
I've had to deal with it, because, sometimes I'll create some video content that other people like, and they want to use it on theirs. And I've had a couple of instances where my viewers have come to me and said, there's some dudes on the internet that have copied your thing, and they're using it as their own intro. They took bits and pieces off of, say, like Swifty's Legends of the Arena or something, and put it together and made, change the color. And to be completely honest, when somebody takes your work, it actually can be a little bit upsetting, because it's something that you spend a lot of time on. And so your first instinct is that you're copying me. It's not right. It's copyright infringement or something like that, and you get a little bit upset. But honestly, let's look at how some of the other big YouTubers and big streamers, they're very popular. People are always taking clips of them and stuff that they do and putting it on their own channel, talking about them. So there's another side to the story, and that side is it's advertisement for you and your stream. If your face is on it, and it's something that when other people will recognize you in it somehow, then it's a good thing, because it's advertising, even though they're monetizing in it stuff. Hopefully, people say, see that it was you that did it. So, what I tell them, instead of telling them that's a copyright infringement, you got to take that down, I tell them, hey, why don't you give me a shout out? Why don't you link my, I saw that you're using my stuff. You just link my Twitch, link my YouTube in there, and let people know where that came from, and just give me a shout out. And, I don't mind giving you a shout out. You're using my stuff. I'm flattered. And then just go from there.
Does that discredit though that person from any other future projects or networking with you or any other person in your circles?
It depends on how they do it.
Like
Depends on what it is they're doing.
It's like, okay, I made, like, let's just say someone tries to take that. If you guys haven't seen Synapse's Soda Poppin' intro that he made, that thing is ridiculous. But let's just say somebody takes it, guts it up, whatever, puts it on YouTube. It's like, I made this, and and it gets to a point where this person's streaming, doing their thing, and they're trying to grow at Nightwork, and all of a sudden, like, they're just ripping things from you.
Yeah.
To
If
get
they say
ahead.
that they did it, well, then I'm gonna find out where they are, and I'm gonna punch them in the face because those are lies.
How
I
dare
agree.
you come upon my channel and steal my
no.
content that I monetize off on a daily basis? How dare you?
Synapse actually does it in a nice way. Like, once again, talking from an event streamer's perspective, I stream a lot of tournaments, and a lot of times, by the time that I end my stream, a majority of the matches that have played on my stream are already on YouTube, and they're not uploaded by me. So for me, it becomes more of a problem, because the thing is, it's like, now you have to sit there and ask them nicely, and it's gotten to the point where I've stopped asking. Being that I'm partnered with Fullscreen on YouTube, I basically say, okay, if they haven't monetized whatever funds they're getting, come to me.
You can claim it, yeah. Yeah,
So
you can
I
do
just
that.
claim whatever videos that they have, and whatever money that they're making, I end up getting.
You know, that makes me want to put you on the spot for a question, Bifu.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this because I know the answers to all your dirty little secrets. So I'm curious. A lot of broadcasters are going to ask the question, how do I get bigger? But then you're partnered with an association like Fullscreen.
Uh-huh.
And people who know what Fullscreen, FameBit, Broadband TV, the list goes on. I have that
Anchor.
list. Oh yeah, it goes on and on and on. People's question are going to be like, how do I get in with those folks, number one? And the next question is, what's the advantage of one company versus the other?
So you want to know?
I know, you're on the spot. Tell everybody else.
So you want to know why I'm with Fullscreen?
Yeah, I want to know
Okay.
why you chose Fullscreen over, I don't
Over
know.
Maker and all these other places and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'll say FameBit to play devil's advocate.
I was approached by Fullscreen.
Okay.
I was approached by Fullscreen, and I asked them straight out. I was like, okay, what are some of the perks?
I think you
and-
should explain what that is first, because not everyone may know what we're talking about.
Okay, so Fullscreen is a content partner on YouTube that pretty much, from what Social Blade tells me, is possibly the best partnership network that there are on YouTube. So I didn't know this before, because before, when I was sitting there, I was basically trying to find a way to live stream on YouTube, because I was going down to St. Martin to handle a live event that I couldn't do on Twitch, because at the time Twitch was only about gaming and stuff like that, nothing about creative, nothing music or anything like that. So I had to find another platform, which was YouTube, which I ended up using. Now, when I got approached by Fullscreen, I just was like, what are some of the perks? And they were like, yeah, well, we have a discount at B&H. And I was like, wait, discount at B&H?
Well,
Damn
that's it.
itches.
That's it.
B&H is a
Menches.
okay. I'm sorry. B&H, for someone like myself and for most streamers out there, if there's anything that you would want, this is like a candy store for
You go to
streamers.
B&H. I'm
This,
sorry.
if you live in the New York City
Whether
area,
you're hungry or tired.
if you are in the New York City area and you're a streamer, this place is by far the best place to go.
Anyway.
They have capture cards, they have cameras, they have mics, they have green screens, they got lighting, anything a streamer would need. They
Yeah,
have.
they've got some high-end stuff, right? They got those high-end cameras and all
Like the
that
camera
stuff.
that I'm using right now.
Right.
We're not going to get into it, but I got that from B&H. I love this camera.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Got this camera
Man.
with my lovely discount.
Yeah, I
Got it for
love
like
it.
30% off. So, but I stay with them only because they have that B&H discount.
Well, I'm gonna take it out real quick. I want to introduce you guys again, guys. We've got Synapse, a great broadcaster here on Twitch, partnered broadcaster. Got Andy. Again, I'm not gonna pronounce your name. I forgot your last name. I apologize. Linquin. Linquin.
You see an I in my name,
I am horrible with last names. Okay, we got Andy from Sandbox, and we got Bifuteki and Seraph. These guys are amazing. Please hit them with a follow. They're amazing. I I did ask Andy here for a specific reason. Andy, this one's directly to you. This is my personal question. How does a gamer, how does a streamer, a person like myself, Seraph, Bifu, Synapse, I mean, I'm pretty sure Bifu and Synapse, you know, and maybe even Seraph to a sec know how to address these companies, but how do we address gaming peripheral companies and video game company or developers to let us try their game, early access, beta test, so that we can grow our communities as well as bring acknowledgement to their product?
$1 million question. I'm going to start with this answer. I want you to know something right now. Number one, no one has the magic answer for that. So what I'm about to say is nothing but opinion and what's working for other people. And there is no magic formula, because I am one PR company versus several developers, several publishers, other PR companies, and other multi-channel networks that all have different criteria and different advantages that might build a streamer up. So 1 year, 1 month I might have the game. Another month someone else is going to have the game. And everyone often assumes that that one game is going to have them completely blow up. And that's complete crap. So, with that said, I think the number one way to get our attention is to be a really good entertainer to your audience. The tighter your community and the more they support you and the more visible that's the number one thing that I look for. There are people out there, and it shall remain nameless, and it's shameful, but they have 300,000 followers, okay? They can, and I'm trying very hard not to mention gender either, but they can turn on their stream and have instant 2,000, 300 people there, okay? But they never go above that. There's barely interaction in the chat, and they're a complete waste of time. I've never worked with this individual once. I've been asked to approach, and I'm like, nope, don't waste your time, because it's a waste of my time.
Sounds like an MLG streamer.
I'm not saying a word. Hey, that's rude.
No, seriously, like MLG, like when they approached me to come stream there, I streamed there for a little bit, and I'll sit there and I'll talk, because that's the one thing that you do when you're streaming. It's good to talk even though there's no one in there, because someone could come in while you're in the middle of saying something and it'll pique their interest because you're speaking to them. If you're just sitting there playing the game, not speaking at all, they tend to not want to tune in. So if you just start talking, and yes, you're talking to yourself, but if you're talking, they get to know the voice, they get to hear you speak and things like that. MLG streamers, they just sit there, play. Cameras on their face like this. There's a mic sitting right there. They just play.
Well, and
Andy,
I will say that some
to
people
follow up
do
on
enjoy
that, what you had just mentioned, about when people approach you and stuff like that. So what is the cutoff? Is it the numbers? Is that what do you think, in your opinion, people are looking for as some of those companies when they want to sponsor you and stuff like that? Is it the numbers that you're producing, or how do you identify a streamer that has a tight-knit community, in your opinion?
So you know what, let's start with, how a peripheral company might choose a streamer. The truth is, it's all about ROI. Let's just be real. They definitely need to make an advertisement. They're going to make a push. So, if you're a soda company and you want to get some clout out there, you're not going to pick a rapper who has his new album out on the street. You're going to choose somebody who's got some pull as a celebrity. So the truth is, they will target bigger broadcasters who will use the equipment that they actually have on their stream. So if you don't wear headphones, Logitech's not going to approach you. If you use a particular kind of microphone and they can switch you over, that battle was between, Razer and some other folks. The truth is, the cutoff point varies from company to company. So if it's, I can't really speak for SteelSeries, and I could, but I don't want to. If I were to say Razer, SteelSeries, and Alienware wanted to work with folks, they're going to target bigger guys. They'll have affiliate programs for those streamers that are smaller, but they'll definitely bring out the big guns for bigger folks. But don't assume that they're just going to go straight to Towley and be like, yo, dude, I'm going to give you a PC right now and give you all this stuff to work with us. It's not like that. I mean, some of these folks really still pay for their own equipment. And when it comes to games, that's the big back and forth. Because if you're a developer behind, let's say, Darkest Dungeon, that was a game that really, you guys remember Darkest Dungeon on Twitch, right? It took over Twitch for like a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Darkest Dungeon, they really had no intent plan of being like, we're going to target all the biggest guys. Of course, they want the big guys playing it, but the people who are passionate about that game are the ones who grew. So they're not going to immediately assume that they want Lyric and Tangent and, Co immediately playing their game. And shut up, Supa. I know I'm wearing Astros. But what they're saying is that they don't have to always target the folks who will instantly have the most viewers. They want people who will evangelize their game. And that's the number one. I mean, honestly, I made friends with the developer. I'm not a streamer, but I was all over his game on Twitter, all right? And he was just like, hey, Andy, love you, dude. Love the energy behind it. Here's a copy, okay? And that's from a developer. They do listen. They are watching. They are in your streams so much more than you think. I mean, I'm watching streams for many reasons. But, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you knew how many developers were just lurking in your chat, depending on what game you're playing, especially if you're one of the top folks there or if you're one of the only people there, you'd really probably clean up your channels most of the time, just being honest.
If there's any developers in the stream right now, please follow my channel.
I did see him pull out the sword, guys. Watch out! Either someone's going to get knighted or beheaded. So,
what I forgot what game it was. There was a beta, and I was streaming it, and I was like, and all of a sudden, like, within like 5 seconds of me starting the stream, like the developer was like, "Don't stream that," and I was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm on the dev team for this game." And I started looking up his info, and I like followed him all the way back to the company that he actually worked at. I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Huh.
Oh, so he caught you real quick, didn't he?
He caught me quick.
We got
something I wanted to add to that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that sometimes in terms of the peripheral things is something, sad that I've seen. And I don't want you guys to give up hope, because I know it's really hard to get a sponsorship and to get equipment or even games and stuff, because it's really complicated, right? There's a lot of competition out there, but never give up hope. I've seen a lot of the really big guys get showered with equipment. Razer partners, they got the new mic, they got the new thing. Razer launched their partner system, opened it up for more people, and people don't even use the mic. People don't use the equipment that they get sent. They end up, it just disappears. Maybe they gave it away or they gave it to their friend or something like that. And that kills me, because if I got one of those mics, I would do like a whole review on it. I'd blow it up. And so I think that really whenever you apply for these things, look at the marketing managers and stuff like that. And when you're trying to get your sponsorships and stuff, let them know. Let them know, hey, look, if you do this for me, I'm going to be wearing that headset every single day. You don't have to mention any names, but what I want to put in parentheses sometimes is that unlike the big guys, like, not saying their names, unlike those guys, you gave them a mic, you should have given it to me, because I probably would have promoted it more than they did. Sure, even if I had a lower viewer than some of those big guys, at least it's on the screen for those guys. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Synapse, I can tell you, I vetted. I'm not going to tell you how many people I've made a recommendation to partner, not partner, go with affiliate. I made a lot of suggestions, some that will remain a complete secret with companies. You're going to be like, you did what? So, with that said, I'm looking at, and I know your channel well enough, I'm able to see your followers. I would totally hook you up with a particular endorsement.
There you go.
All right, and I'm
go.
not saying I'm doing it now, but if you ever want to talk, I want to tell you who to target. The number one thing that a lot of folks who are in, hey, here's that. The only, people who are really unaware, who are in that over 10,000 partner range, going all the way up into the 100,000s, they don't know who to talk to. And I realize that's actually a failure on our part. And that's actually what I'm going to be talking about at TwitchCon. We've made it so hard to kind of, for us to get to you and you to get to us, because, hell, half the time, even getting to Ghost would have been difficult if I didn't meet you in person. Because, a lot of broadcasters don't make themselves available. But don't be afraid to write the right email. Look for the right folks. You guys found me on Twitter, and if I am doing that one, I'm the one to talk to. But don't be afraid to at least be passionate about pushing forward. Again, just don't misconstrue that it's all about a money dropping, equipment dropping deal. Somebody like SteelSeries maybe like, hey, we like your channel. Here's a mouse and a headset. See where that goes. Here's something to give away for your channel, and thank you.
And to tell you the truth, that's exactly one of my beliefs is like, as a streamer, you got to go out there. Like, if you want this to be what you want to do in the future, you got to put yourself on the front lines. Go to these meetings, go to these conventions. Oh, hey, Streamer News TV's in the house. What's going on, brother? You got to put yourself out there, because if you don't put yourself out there, no one's ever going to see you.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, relatively, like a lot of people will say, Ghost, who are you to ask these people to come? You're not partnered. But you know what? I took a chance. You could all have said no. You all got busy schedules. You all people that, you got your careers going. You've got a lot of stuff going on. People are pulling you left and right. I am awesomely blessed that you guys said yes. But you know what? I said, what could it hurt? The most you guys can say is no, right? You got things to do. I've been Summit 1 said no. He did respond, which was I was like amazed. But other broadcasters said yes, but not now or later, blah, blah, blah. They want to see how something like this is going to go out first. And as a streamer, I made a video. You got to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid of the no's. It's going to happen,
And sincere honesty, I have said no to lack of professionalism before I've said no to viewership and numbers.
Yeah, and I know it can be scary. I mean, Andy, when a brand new person like myself or like Seraph, and we approach someone like Sandbox Games or Razer, and maybe they don't know us, and our followers and our things aren't up to par, and we get that no. But like someone that's hungry to grow in this company, or in this industry, I'm sorry. They're going to keep on going. They're not going to take no for an answer. Okay, your no is today, but next month something might change. Maybe my numbers get better. Maybe I meet the right person. And it's if like I said before, if you don't put yourself out there, you'll never ever going to see your potential.
Persistence.
That's a definite. Now, Andy, I have another question for you, because I know I have partnered people. I mean, again, my partnered guys in Seraph as well. Like, what's the time length? I know you said it's an impossible question before, but what's the time length that someone has, right? As when you reach out to a certain company and you don't hear from, and you go back to ask again, is there some type of like, the boyfriend thing? Is it too soon to call? Not too soon to call?
Well, if you don't close the deal on the first 3 days, I'm sorry, you can just no. Sincerely, I won't lie to you guys, and this is being honest with you. I have pretty much said no to one person because of the title was just completely inappropriate, and they hadn't really done a video or stream in a month. Then they regained their consistency 6 months later, and they were back. For me, and for anybody else who's watching your channel, the moment they look at your request is when they're going to look at your channel. They're going to pop in there and say, yeah, it's about that time. And they're going to ask themselves whether or not you're actually into this, if you're motivated, if you want to be here. There are some PR companies out there are some developers out there that may wait an entire year to talk to you because they may not have the freedom to tell you particular pieces of information. And they may not have the ability to say, hey, we can take care of this because we really may not have a code. So the truth is, I say if you're passionate enough about a particular game, let's just say you can't get early access and the game is launched. The day of launch, everyone's going to be busy, you know that, but you still should throw your name in the hat. And if it's a week later and you still haven't gotten that, you email them again. And then even after that, you email them again. As long as you stay professional, cheery, and upright, no one's going to fault you for trying. Because the truth is, the guys who are up in the 300,000, viewer range, or the people who have at least, 200,000 to 500, 500,000 followers on YouTube, they just buy the game themselves and they get their video going.
Like how?
When it comes to early access, not every game is going to be available for early access. Some games really are just a promotion that's just going to go, okay, these 5 guys are literally going to play this game, and some of them might break embargo, and some of them just might get started immediately. But the truth is, just because you're first doesn't mean a damn thing. Truth. Don't pretend. And I know it sounds crazy, but no. And a lot of the bigger guys will tell you being first doesn't always make a difference.
Now, when man, I have so many questions. I'm trying to, because I know I got you guys for a limited time. I don't want to drag you guys all out here for like 20 years stream. But, how let's say I started my stream today. Today I started, no viewers, no nothing. What are your tips, man? What for me, let's say, okay, Andy, today I met you. I just went to NYC. We did the meetup. Hey, what's going on, Andy? Goes, hey, Andy, I'm Andy. I just started streaming. Give me a pointer.
Synapse is given every pointer that you needed today.
Yeah, just keep going.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for your first
Be
day,
consistent.
like, are you gonna get?
Day one. Hold
Don't
on
be
one second.
afraid.
There's a jackass outside. Hold on.
Just
hold
do
on.
it.
Hold on.
Yeah, just be consistent. Just
I mean, look at this way,
set a
guys.
schedule on yourself and just stay do it.
Exactly. Let's just say you're on a major street and there are 10 pizza parlors on that street, and you say, I'm going to make pizza. Okay? What are you going to do differently? And how long are you going to make pizza before you start realizing that you're either, one, going to give up, two, you're going to make the best pizza out there, or three, you're going to make something completely different?
Another question is, how old is too old to stream? This is straight up answer. A question
Never
I just
too
got.
old.
How old is too old to stream? Is that even the thing? Is that even the thing?
I know streamers from age 50 to 15.
Yeah.
I think this is an older person who's asking me. That's why.
Not
there was
I
a-
know people who are much older than me streaming.
I know.
I
Someone
can't
that's
remember his name.
way older than me
The
streaming.
Santa Claus guy. I'm
Oh
sorry
yes,
if he's
yes,
here.
I know who you're talking about.
I'll remember his name as I talk. You guys in the chat will probably remember his name, but he streams in World of Warcraft sometimes. He's a retired dude, and he seriously looks like Santa Claus. It's kind of his gig. He's got the white beard and stuff like that, and during Christmas time, he puts the Christmas lights up, and I don't know if... G-Dace! Yes, Switchcord, thank you. I just had a brain fart. His name is G-Dace. Well, he has way more followers than me. Like, I had more followers than him when he started, and he just passed me because... Like, nobody had ever seen something like that before, and they'd go to in his chat. He was chill. He'd listen to, some old school stuff. Like, when I went in there, he's listening to, like, Pearl Jam and, some 80s stuff and stuff that I recognize. And it was, he was just a cool guy, just really chill. And so I think there's no age limit. But you know what? The target audience is a little bit younger. Let's be real here. If you can't, you're going to find your target audience at, whatever age. We're all getting older, so I think we're going to see older streamers come into the arena as the years go by. We're going to see all ages, but I think that for the most part, I don't know exactly what the age range on Twitch is. It's all ages, but most of them are going to be younger. So if you have a younger, energetic personality, you're probably going to connect more. But don't be afraid to start streaming just by age. Some jerks will come in and be like, "Oh, how old are you? How old are you?"
All the time, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh,
I mean, I'm
but-
willing to challenge that YouTube is going to have that. I mean, because if you look at some of the content creators on YouTube who are a little bit older, and they're going to be older, they may attract a different audience that's outside of gaming. Remember, YouTube gaming will not stop at gaming. So let's just say, a lot of you guys who were at the meetup met the gentleman who was getting into violin music, and
Yes.
he's going to be broadcasting on Twitch. Now, that's music. But just because it's not video games doesn't mean the audience for Twitch can't grow into an older demographic.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Now, granted, I don't expect somebody who's in their mid-60s to come in and follow Call of Duty and follow anybody who's playing that. If you are, you come at me and we will hang out. I want to talk to you. But I think it would be shameful if we started locking people out now.
No,
I don't think it makes sense to do something like that.
I mean, you're right. I think I've seen that Santa Claus guy. I saw him on Christmas. No lie. I was just going through channels and I saw him. He had like 1,200 people. I'm like, what is going on here? And then I enjoyed his broadcast myself. I actually stood.
Yeah.
I remember that guy. Yeah, man. Yeah. No. I brought you guys together because Andy, being into the sandbox and his company, the company he's a part of. And he can network with you guys and Synapse and Beefuteki and Seraph and anybody else here. You can follow him on Twitter. He's always tweeting out amazing stuff. I wanted Andy and I wanted Synapse here because Synapse and Andy and Beefu and even Seraph and myself being all literally different parts of streaming of the
Give some love to Seraph, God. Seriously. Give us some love.
Seraph's go into a Seraph stream and I dare you to leave. That's all I gotta say. I dare you to leave. She is one of the most competitive people you will ever meet in your life, and she's good. Like if she was bad, I'd be like, no, but she's good. Like she will bust you up in Hearthstone, Street Fighters, what's that? The other one, Smash Brothers, World of Warcraft. Yes, yeah, she'll kick your butt no matter what. So
H1Z1.
Dude, I've already been shot by Seraph in H1Z1. I know. But
I'll be honest with you guys. I will tell you this. There's one thing that I've learned every single day. I'll tell you my work day is that And I tell you this because it's the honest truth. I'm on Twitch a minimum of 3 hours a day, YouTube 2 hours a day. Back and forth, either vetting people. I'm there all the time, whether it's personal time or for work time. I have never seen almost any of your channels. And I end up stumbling upon people who are partnered, who have great communities, who have 200 to 1,000 concurrent viewers every single stream that I have never heard of. I have to have overnight scheduling sometimes just to catch some of the people who I would love to work with, who want the games that I have, but there's no way of finding them because, Twitter either isn't doing their job or they don't know where to go. And it's a missed opportunity every single day. I can't find them, but that's just the reality of it. So the truth is, knowing that I'm looking for you, and there's other PR companies who I speak to and consult with who are looking for you, and they're just like, well, we don't know how to find you because you are not talking to us, it's a really good indicator that you may want to step up and start putting yourself out there and making sure you're visible and making sure you're contacting people. If you want a particular game, I don't care if it's free. I don't care if it just got announced with like a screenshot of like someone's left eyebrow. You email them and say you want a piece of that. All right, get in there, get assets, get your website going, make rumors. Who cares? Get in there.
Oh yeah,
I'm inspired.
I've already been sending my emails for Legion, just saying. I've been sending my emails for the new WoW expansion. I'm not even playing. I've already first day I saw, sending emails. But
now I got a question for you guys because this is actually related to how you deal with other streamers. Because let's just be honest with you, if you got Legion tomorrow morning, you were just first, like, oh snap! You fight, before you got Legion tomorrow morning, you got to play. You're gonna get too many subscribers. It's gonna be crazy for you. And then Lyric comes on. Guess what's gonna happen? So what I'm saying is, how do you approach the giant waves that you tackle on a day-to-day basis when you're up against other streamers, and knowing that you're still not quite there? What do you tell other people who are still growing, and what do you do yourself to realize that you don't have to compete with them? Now, how do you feel about it, and what do you do to kind of snap get your mind out of the fact that you're not quite there yet?
Well, I think that like everybody's different, and I realize that I have a different personality and stuff, and it's really hard to compete with Lyric and stuff because those guys are good, and I like to watch them too. So you don't have to think, you can't think that you're competing against them. You just have to think that you're also a streamer, you're also a unique content producer, and just move forward that way. And if you're worried about competition and stuff like that, don't stream when Lyric is streaming. And there's that prime time for streaming during the day. And some of us have actually broken out of that to get some followers and stuff by streaming in a different bracket. And for me, it was just an accident, because I can only stream late at night, so I missed the prime time. And that's a really great time to stream because none of the big guys are streaming. There are some, but not as many. And you just have to be confident and know that you have your own personality and, be willing to share that, open yourself up to everyone else.
That's scary, though, to think. I didn't know if I misunderstood that. So you think that, like, time slotting your broadcast is a smart way to go for somebody who's trying to grow a broadcast. Like if you see Soda Poppin streaming World of Warcraft and you want to get a huge crowd, or you want to, it's not the best idea to stream at that same time, you think, or should you just go for it and see what happens?
No, you can. I think that the more you put yourself out there, the better. And in my opinion, I don't have too much experience streaming to the prime time. But, Chinglish always said, I will not stream when Soda Pop is streaming. I'm going to stream at another slot because, maybe your guys overlap and stuff. But, I mean, if you think about it in TV and broadcast and stuff, the timing is everything. You've got that prime time when everybody's watching, which is also the most competitive time slot. So the big guys really profit the most during that time, I think. And then, there's some off times too. So you got to find your niche and you got to try some things out. You got to test, just like any product testing. When you start a business, you got to see who's your target audience, who's responding to your stream. And, if your stream is for little kids, like all the Minecrafters, they get out of school at a certain time. The big guys like Sky Does Minecraft and Jerome and all those guys, Team Crafted, I got to work with them a little bit. They actually schedule the release of all their videos right when the kids are getting out of school in the US because that's their biggest demographic. So they actually have identified their demographic and use that to their advantage for growth and essentially for profit. So, you got to think about stuff like that too. But for streamers, it's really hard. You might just stream whenever you can because you don't have any other time that you can stream it. And if that's the case, well, you got to work it.
I guess it gets a little bit too. I mean, a little scary for some people when they only play one game and they're seeing like thousands of people playing their game. Like I feel sorry sometimes. When I do see Lyric play and he's playing Armor 3 or what is that? Armor 3, right? That's what it is. DayZ, I apologize. He's playing DayZ, and all of a sudden you see all the other DayZ players that were like 1,000 dwindled down to 4, and then they're like, "Damn it, my life," But I don't know. I think it's. I personally don't look at it as a negative anymore. I used to go get all crazy about it, but now I just have fun. I'm a community broadcaster. I just love hanging out with people and playing Quiplash. That's what I do. I play Quiplash.
Brought to you by Jackbox Games.
I play all these nuts games, and everybody has a great time with them. So, if you weren't broadcasting or YouTubing, what would you be doing? Anybody can take this. If you were not into video games and broadcasting, what
I'll
would
probably
you be doing?
be still doing IT work. That's just me.
Synapse?
I would have no longer will to live. Just kidding. I'd be a teacher. I'd be teaching, probably doing research and stuff, because that's what I did before I started doing YouTube, was research and teaching.
See, I might ask Synapse to do me a favor, but we got to talk about that off stream.
Yes, sir. And this is what we do. We bring the peoples together.
You can contact me anytime. I want to contact you guys.
Hell yeah.
Because yeah, I need something for next week, and maybe you can help out. We'll talk about that off.
Sweet.
Welcome everyone to the broadcast. If you're just joining us, I've got Synapse, Andy, Bifuteki, and Seraph. And tonight's a very interesting broadcast because we're getting all views of different spectrums. We got YouTube the greats, I'm going to call, because Synapse, I love his YouTube. I watch it all the time. That's where I learn how to do things things with my audio when I'm really, really bad. I'm still working on it. So you got Synapse, partner streamer here also on YouTube. You've got Bifuteki, partner streamer. You've got Andy from Sandbox. And you've got Seraph, one of the craziest competitive gamers I've ever seen in my life. And we're all here today just talking about different things and taking your taking your questions. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and tweet them out. And definitely looking at Twitter right now and looking at chat. I'm just grateful that you all got here tonight and were able to contribute in a way where the community is impacted, because a lot of people have a lot of questions. And the main questions that you get, of course, I get them all the time to ask you guys is, how do I get myself out there? Now, we covered this early. We got some new people, but that question is just something that keeps on, like, how do I promote myself? I'm going to rephrase it. How do I promote myself as a content provider? Anybody can take this, actually.
YouTube is your best friend. Because like I said before, a lot of times when we're streaming and stuff like that, we can take our archives, throw them up on YouTube, because once again, when people are searching for things, they're searching for certain words or phrases, or they're keywords that they're basically looking for. And a lot of times whenever we put our content up on YouTube, we don't put any of these, I forgot what the word is that they have.
Keywords?
Tags. The tags that they have on YouTube, we don't tag our content correctly. If you take your VOD, put the proper tags on there that basically cover all the things that are going on within your channel, within your past broadcasts and things like that.
Yeah.
It will come up a lot quicker and a lot higher on that totem pole of all these searches for any particular game. By you doing that, people are going to come and see, and you can even say, hey, this is like from a live cast, because when you write it down in a summary of what this video is, they'll see that and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to check out this channel and see what his schedule is like. They see what their schedule is like, and they're going to come there during one of those times. I got a lot of my viewers ever since I've transitioned from just being just an event broadcaster to being a casual or a variety game streamer alongside with my event broadcasting. And I've gotten a lot of viewers based off of that. Off of just throwing up some of my day casts or some of my night casts up onto YouTube, because it helps. It gets your audience to show that there's more to me than just going to a tournament, streaming, recording, and uploading some hype matches.
Yep. It kind of falls back into that social media thing, right? And then keywords are so key. It's like there's businesses right now that are very lucrative in search engine optimization, SEO. A lot of people have heard of it, but there's strategies for finding out what people are searching for. So let's say that you're a Call of Duty player. You know that Call of Duty YouTube videos very well because you watch them, because you're a player. We're all gamers. You guys play the games and you watch the games on YouTube and watch the streams and all that. Well, there's something that you can do if you want to get your stuff up there on the search engines, and that's look at what other keywords some of the big guys are using, and look at the most popular keywords used on Google. Google has analytics. It's what's it called, where you can look up keywords, and you can look to see. Google will tell you instantly what search, like you can compare Call of Duty montage versus Call of Duty playthrough, and just like try some different like phrases that you think people would search for the most, and you can see which phrases people actually search for the most. Put those in your title, put it as the first thing in your description, and put them in the keywords, and you'll find that your videos get a lot more hits. People are subscribing to your channel because they didn't know about you, but they found you because they were doing a search, and it's a little bit of work, but it's a pretty big payoff. If you're growing your channel, you've got to do it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to see these questions. They're coming in pretty fast. I apologize. There are a lot of repetitive questions, but I don't want to overkill it with the same questions over and over again. So I guess I'll just throw up another question. It's like, what do you guys see the future of broadcasting? Do you see it as replacing modern day TV? It is like, do you see like broadcasting becoming the #1 choice of entertainment soon, or streaming? I'm sorry, the #1 model of entertainment.
I don't see it becoming the #1 mod of entertainment because, there's still people out there that watch a Super Bowl and stuff like that. But I will say this much. Again, I'm going to go back to an event that took place this year that I was so happy to be a part of. It actually took place the very same weekend as the Super Bowl. And even though the Super Bowl was going on, it still broke numbers. It still had well over 2 million unique views on that one day on Sunday during the same time as the Super Bowl. I think we peaked at about 180,000 viewers for a Super Smash Brothers tournament during one of the oldest games, which is like 12 years old, which is Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Wow.
And I'm going to speak on behalf of the esports audience. If you remember the LCS tournament going on this spring, LCS was featured the same weekend as the NBA Finals here in the U.S. It was a 2.5 million viewership per hour difference. And guess which one was higher? That's right, League of Legends. And honestly, that's the last thing I ever expected. But for worldwide viewership in a short amount of time, they literally beat out the NBA Finals.
I mean, they sold out the Staples Center, though, for one of the LCS.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's saying something about the future of broadcasting now. I don't want to disagree with anybody and say broadcasting won't be the #1. However, I feel like it actually will be. It may not be related to video games, but the direct communication from me to you right away, that's going to be #1 in my opinion.
And advertising is going to reflect that a lot more. More ad companies are probably going to, attach themselves to more broadcasters. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever. They're going to try. This is something that I feel is going to eventually happen, if it's not happening already, where mainstream items like Metro PCS or something like that. Like I sent out a tweet today. I lost my phone yesterday. I lost my phone. My God, I tweeted out to phone companies. Metro PCS tweets me out. Oh no, the streamer Twitch needs you. And contacted me, sending me deals for a cell phone. So I mean, like, I found my phone, but I might take them up on some deals. I'm just saying that, like, pretty soon, like, you're going to see people start streaming with a big Maytag on their T-shirt and a Kenmore on their hats.
I mean, I've been approached by a couple companies for certain things, and I've actually approached some that have shown interest, like T-Mobile. T-Mobile has shown a lot of interest, and in fact, there are many times where I've actually had to use this iPhone 6 on T-Mobile as my internet device.
Wow.
at venues, because you got to remember, I'm going to different venues to do it streams, and some of these venues don't have internet. One particular place that I actually use this very device for is a place called the Copa Banana in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I stream tournaments there like once every like 3 months. I end up using my phone there every single time. No one could ever tell if I'm using this or if I'm using a hard line. And
Wow,
T-Mobile, yeah, it's that good. Like T-Mobile, I'll always call up T-Mobile and say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna do this thing. Can you allow me to just basically not, like, I don't nerf my internet while I'm out there?"
They have unlimited data too, don't they?
They have unlimited data too, but the thing is, when you tether, you have a certain limit, and then after a while, they put you on like Edge or like regular 3G speeds. Which
Wait a minute. Are they paying you for this ad right now?
Right now.
But
we need to cut in on that.
But like I see like certain companies like I remember at one point Heineken wanted to sponsor my stream, and I remember I called up Twitch and I was like, "Twitch, is it possible for a Heineken and I think it was Captain Morgan, because they're both the same company. They both wanted to sponsor my stream, and I sat there and I'm like, I emailed, I think it was John Howell at the time. John Howell was handling all partnership stuff.
Ghost, you might as well just make me a mod, dude. This is ridiculous. Sorry, I had to interrupt. Like, really?
I just
like,
scared
really?
All right.
Just make him
Boom,
a mod.
boom. You just been modded. You've been giving the mod. There you go. You may
not for everyone to laugh.
you may post. My mod's got you. Look at Flywheel posted your thing, right?
Flywheel. Like, really?
Oh my God.
Heineken and Captain Morgan wanted to sponsor my stream, and I was like, "Hey, is it possible for me to have this sponsor?" They're like, "No, it violates the terms that we have with CBS." And I'm like,
Damn.
Oh man.
So are there stuff you just can't stream as a partnered broadcaster?
"There's a thin line that you can't cross.
Sure.
There's a very thin line that you cannot cross. Anytime that you feel like, if a company like Coors Light or somebody comes to you and you're a partner, your best bet is to hit up partnerships and be like, "Hey, look, I have someone that wants to sponsor me. I just want to know if this is a conflict of interest." Because you got to understand, Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, has a deal with certain companies to only advertise these things.
So you're telling me that, YouPorn comes up, and this is legitimate. I'm not making this
This
up.
is a legitimate thing.
Like
YouPorn
YouPorn comes up.
especially in my community, in the fighting game community. Okay, there are several players that are sponsored by YouPorn. Now, Twitch has no problem with a player being sponsored by YouPorn. I think the biggest issue is some streamers have a problem with having the YouPorn tag on their stream.
Yeah,
So it kind of goes both ways. Because I know this one streamer, he refused to put this player's tag down as YouPorn or even YP as his tag, because he knew he was sponsored by YouPorn. Because he feels that he was promoting.
Sure, because you would have to have a link in your description, right? When you click on it, everybody's going to click on that.
I mean, think about it. Because like on my stream setup, right? When you're playing, it has the names, it has the flag of the country that you're from, and it also has the flag of your team. So imagine having that YouPorn emblem.
Okay, actually, all right. So I know it sounds very taboo to have YouPorn there on Twitch. However, here's the other side of the equation, and I know I'm going to do the devil's advocate. Let's just say there was a particular persona that liked to post nude pictures of his or herself and happened to mention, about to play me some Halo. If you're that company, knowing that that person has 1 million followers, do you retweet or do you let it slide?
Oh, man.
And that was the worst word I could have possibly used for that particular situation. But still, what I'm saying is, there is always going to be a point of view from everyone's, level of comfort when it comes to sponsorships. You have to pick the sponsors that work for your channel. So and I mean this sincerely, there's certain people who love to display themselves on channels, and if they happen
channels.
Yes, but the truth is, though, that it's their prerogative. We've been doing webcams for years. That is your business, and that's how you make your money. More power to you.
I know.
So, don't tell me you know somebody. I know you know somebody. We all know somebody.
No, I'm going to take it a step further.
But what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to partner with the people that make sense for your channel. So if you are above the 18 range and you have an opportunity to make some money, I think you should go for it. And the truth is, if you happen to travel away from that particular portion of Twitch, and some people don't really find your family friend gaming available, then hey, that's their loss. But why should you lose money for what they can't handle?
Sure. I mean, do you think that would affect your future partnerships with other companies as well? Like, sometimes whenever you want to get a partnership, you can say, "Hey, look how well I've done for these other companies. I basically link YouPorn in on my Twitter every day. Would you be interested in sponsoring me? Do you think that would have a negative impact on your ability to earn more?
It certainly will. I mean, because the truth is, though, it can be as simple as being sponsored with NatureBox, and then all of a sudden, NerdCred won't sponsor you, or LootCrate won't sponsor you because it's a competitive box company. Yeah. Any partnership is going to, one door will close another. The moment you take Alienware versus Origin, that's going to be a closed door. The moment you take, SteelSeries versus Razer, that's just going to be a problem for you.
But do you think you could use that for leverage? You could say like, hey, I've got something going on with Origin, but I want to switch over, and you might be able to actually use that.
That gets into the consulting territory, and that's when we have to play that agent game, and we're not going to talk about that now.
Can't talk about that here.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Just to give you guys a heads up, Andy did tell me before broadcast there will be some things I cannot talk about. He said it, so just in case, it's okay.
I was there for that.
I will allow it.
I picked up during that. He was like, I can't talk about some things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hung up. I was like, okay.
And I need to apologize if I'm going off topic here, but I need to bring a question back to Sarah. Thank you. I wanted to say Sinus. I kept saying Sarah. So there are particular products that are geared towards male or female. Have you ever watched particular streams where you see a demographic pushing harder for a particular streamer? Do you think you'd want a particular demographic of female or male watching you over? And this is because you are female, that's why I'm asking. Yeah. Because guys are just like, anybody can ask me, but the truth is I've met other females. Yeah, they should remain nameless. You said I'd rather have more girls in the chat. How do you feel?
I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously being a female streamer, you're going to get a lot of guys in your channel who are there for content. So, I mean, it's just going to happen that you're going to get a lot of guys to your channel. But I mean, I love a good balance, I don't really discriminate or judge, so it doesn't matter to me. For me, it's all about the games, and I like to be judged based on my skill level, not my gender. So I try to give others the same respect.
So, Sarah, does it infuriate you when you see girl gamers or female gamers?
I mean, yeah, it
that
does.
Are just using their assets to get viewers? Well, you're very pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Sarah's attractive as crap. I'm not gonna lie.
But
she's about like my sister. Relax. But I'm just saying, she's insanely skilled. I'm not playing games. She will kick your ass. But then you see somebody.
You need to add me on PSN. I need to see some of this. Just
I only play Steam. I only play on Steam.
She only plays on Steam.
Bitch. Really?
All right. Sorry.
Like that? All right. So we have to get your PS4. Gotcha.
I'm gonna send you a PS4 now.
But check this out. Now there are females that use their body to gain. How do you feel about that? I mean, I'm gonna ask you directly. The only female panelist we have. How do you feel about that? Let's get the woman's perspective, not girls. The woman's perspective.
This is what I want to hear.
Okay, I don't like it because it bothers me about how hard I work to improve at games and stuff. I've played WoW for 10 years now, and I worked my ass off trying to learn classes and get better and just be really good. And then I see these girls that are just really ditzy, and they just have no idea what they're doing, and they just hang their boobs out there and just get all these viewers, and it bothers me. It does. and it's just, I mean, you can't stop them because that's what the guys go for, but I don't think I would want my stream to be like that.
I mean, I know some stand-up female streamers who I would literally pretty much give them whatever they like because they're fantastic broadcasters who have never had to take it to the level of the cleavage to, you know, to get viewers and such. So, you know, if you had the opportunity to say something to them, you know, you got the mic right now, what would you say to those girls? And you know, I'm gonna call them out right now. I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna call out Nicole Slaw. I'm gonna call out Casey Tron. I'm gonna call out. You know, I'm gonna go for it.
Shots fired.
You don't
Go ahead.
You don't have to go that far.
So the ones that use their breasts to get viewers?
No. Just
voice your opinion on them. Just like this is your time to vent out about what it is about what they do that you hate.
I
know a chick who sells who sells her sub for nudes on her Snapchat.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not say her name.
Oh, you're setting us back.
Whoa.
All right, let her answer.
I mean, it's just like I said, I really just don't. They can do what they want, and I don't approve of it. I don't like that they use their bodies more than their skills or their entertaining value. Like Casey Tron uses, you know. Obviously, she's got the Brazzers logo, and she has like the sound effects. They're all associated with pornography and stuff. So, and she's just, I can't even watch her because it just enrages me, and I can't deal with. I don't know how people like watching people that are just so annoyingly bad at things, and
yeah,
I don't know.
That's
watch
like
people,
an unhuman level of
and you know
madness.
she's doing it on purpose, which makes it even worse because it's not like she's awkwardly like actually bad. She's like trying her hardest to be useless, and she's literally going out of her way to ruin like people's games. Like I feel bad for the people that get matched with her in League of Legends because you're not winning.
She just sucks on purpose.
She just sits in like spawn and just sucks ass. Like I don't know, like, it bothers me, but
I mean, you're getting some real fans right now, Sarah. Because the truth is, you know, with all due respect, there's 4 dudes in here talking about this, and it's just like this is the last perspective that I've wanted, and I really never had the opportunity to have that level of conversation with some people because it's all NDA. Like literally, the stuff I get to talk about is behind closed doors because it's clients who will avoid working with particular streamers. And FYI. To the young ladies who we're talking about and the young men we're talking about, that kind of stuff completely loses your opportunities to ever work with people because I have a black list of streamers 150 deep of do not talk to them, period.
That's really interesting.
Am I on that list?
You are not yet.
So as long as someone from this group responds to emails, then we're on it. We'll stay off that list.
What about the girls that do yoga, Seraph, on stream? Do you think that's a little bit,
I don't even think
extreme?
I've never seen
not
that.
gaming content?
I've never seen that.
I have never seen this.
I would not be comfortable doing that. But I mean,
I've seen
it. I don't think it's really like you said. It's not gaming content. So,
yeah.
I mean, like then I guess you can mix the exception. It would be like the girls that play those dancing games because that technically is like a game. So
yeah.
I mean,
I know a couple of those.
The dancers.
You know, if that's them just not like playing the game, you know, I guess they could probably push the sexual aspect of it, but you know, that's up to individual viewers. So
I tried doing squats on my stream one time. It didn't work.
Nobody
was pleased.
I tried push-ups and got carried away because I kept on dying.
Doesn't Bajira do workouts too on stream?
My stream tells me to show cleavage, but when I do, they get mad.
I have no idea.
Say that again about workouts.
Doesn't Bajira do workouts on his stream? So I mean, there's guys and girls that do it.
Yeah.
I mean some
Serious
do like
Serious
push-ups.
Gaming does. Yeah, they do the push-ups for the challenges, and Serious Game does workout Fridays. But she plays Wii games to work out.
Yeah.
Like you know, there's a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I played Fantasia for a month on stream. Not even lying to you. This is before I got this job. Like seriously, Fantasia's the shit. I said that. That's right. Fantasia. Shameless plug. Sorry. Excited.
It's fine. Yeah. Hey, so let me see here. So, oh no, you got as much as the love as Sarah has got. You got to admit that some of those female casters, having will see this VOD. I know somebody was like earlier in chat, they're like, but if a girl wants to use her asses to get ahead in life and make money, why not use what they have to earn that here on Twitch? If people are gonna throw money at them for being lewd and crude and
I feel
all out.
That's when they go to My Free Cams or Chatterbait for that type of stuff. Because
that's where they belong.
That's where they should go, because I'll be honest with you, like when it came down to it, when Twitch finally started saying, okay, you need to have a certain set of clothes on, you can't be wearing maid outfits and this type of stuff, like a certain percentage of skin is allowed, but once you go over that percentage, that's when you're pretty much done. I feel that Twitch needs to enforce it a little bit more, because I think I posted a link in the chat, and that right there just goes to show exactly the type of stuff that I mean. Like, there are people who stream and they take up a majority of the screen, and the only thing that you're going to see is this area, this area here, and that's the only area.
Could you show us
guys
that
are
again?
fixated.
What area are you talking about? To show this again? I'm just kidding.
Like,
Uh-oh, there you go. Goes banned for cleavage.
And banned. There it is.
Can you show us which area of the body she touched?
show us on the doll where she touched it. But and it's funny because like I'll sit and
I could see where it could be such a.
Like I'll sit and you'll see like all these guys come in. Oh, show us your boobs. Show us your boobs. Show us your boobs. And I'm like, you're not happy with what she's showing you already?
Yeah. No, that's a good point, because I go into some of those streams and like I want to see her, the girl's personality. I swear.
Me too.
And the chat just completely ruins it, because the chat is just saying, show us your boobs. Obviously she's not going to show her boobs. If she did that, then she would get banned. It's never going to happen. But honestly, it really bugs me when people do that to girls. It's just like, I really want to, punch them. It's just so rude. If you're there for the cleavage, well, just
watch.
Just watch.
Just watch.
Yeah, like I know females, and I give a few shout outs. Besides Seraph, I do watch Akasha Hart. I know Akasha Hart's a long time viewer here. Oh my Jesus, I can't. Sometimes I watch her broadcast. Now she's a respectful woman, but she's such a smart woman and funny. And I watch her broadcast whenever I can get on, and she doesn't have to use any of that crazy stuff. Like, she's skilled. She's a skilled player. You go in there, you have a good time. You're not worried about any other cray-cray. Akasha Hart's a great person. Another person, Steaming Floaters. I don't know if she's around here somewhere. And
yeah, I've seen her in the chat.
Yeah, gotta say, another person that when I'm watching them and I'm able to watch a stream, I enjoy the content. I really do. It's somebody that that you're not gonna get this, just whatever. You're gonna get something actually like tangible, something that you're going to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And these are ladies that I really enjoy being around. So
major props to Cruzette, who's also in the chat. Someone you should absolutely follow, and you'll see why when you follow her. Cruzette's good people.
Wait,
and
who?
Cruzette.
Okay.
Definitely follow. She's good people. Part of the coalition. You definitely want to follow her. And also special mention, Teshka. One of the streamers out there who has pretty much, without a doubt, those two have stayed true to who they are at all times.
That's great.
Like they play the games that they want to play. They never jump on the hype train for anything. Like, it's like, I feel like playing this today. They'll play games that no one's ever heard of, and they are in the zone. You can tell people are there for there. And those are the channels that I fucking look for all the time. It's like, you're the one I want to give games to.
Of course, that says hush, Andy.
Just being honest, like that's just how it is for me. There's people who, then there's probably another 3,000 partners out there that I never met that are just as good, and I'm probably never gonna find out who the hell they are.
You'll meet them at TwitchCon.
My God, TwitchCon, another thing we're gonna.
Oh Jesus Christ, TwitchCon! I'm already so.
Andy, and anybody else here going to TwitchCon? Sign up. So you going up there?
I was gonna go, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Beef with Techie says nope, never, no.
I'll be in St. Lucia doing another event.
I don't know.
It looked interesting. All the panels and stuff. I think that
we got a
there's a
panelist
potential
right here
for a lot of great information. Who knows how it's going to turn out? But I think if the right questions were asked, you could probably get some. But I always wonder too if those big shots that are going to be on the panels are are going to be, holding back from the information that we really need. But it seemed like an educational experience. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm going to tell you right now, we got a big shot right here. Andy's in one. He has a panel on TwitchCon. We're getting a preview. Nice. A preview of what Andy's going to be doing over there at TwitchCon. I'm very privileged to have him here, giving some of his industry secrets and sharing it with everybody here tonight. We got a lot of streamers here. We got great viewers, people that are just watching good content. But believe it or not, we got a ton of streamers that are listening to you guys and learning the ins and outs of broadcasting, YouTubing, and networking with video game companies. And that's why I really wanted to have this meeting of the minds today, especially from a design aspect from Synapse. Seraph does video games. I don't know if you know that. She's working in a video game right now herself, actually. Beeful Techie's crazy networking and location streaming with tournaments, and of course Andy's PR company and how he connects the streamer, the YouTuber to the video game company, peripheral company. So it's a very good panel that you guys are really. I'm privileged to be a part of and to see it. So thank you guys for coming out. If anybody has any questions for them, you can always email them or tweet them out. I'm pretty sure maybe Flag will help me out with some tweets information. Put it in the chat so that people can hit you guys up.
Let us know your questions, guys, because you have us.
Yeah, man.
Those questions.
Yes, ask any question now. And yes, I will send you nudes if you do. So
I do love how you happen to have nudes on standby just in case.
Just ready.
They're sitting here waiting.
He's got them on the Snapchat.
Nudes all around.
Can't wait. Oh my God, yeah. So what you've been talking today, Andy, is that anything close to what you'll be talking about when you go to TwitchCon?
It is. My first panel at TwitchCon is actually related to I have other PR companies coming on. One of those PR companies works with 2K and Rockstar. I have someone from SteelSeries coming, and I have another streamer who I'm going to keep secret for now. And I also have someone from Blizzard speaking. And I just want everyone to understand at TwitchCon what we're doing on our end and what you can do to improve your chances, because I kind of want to explain what we do for a living so you understand how to better get in contact with us. The other panel is really more generalized towards the future of Twitch streaming and some technology that you may not know of. And I'm not quite sure. I'm only a panelist speaking there. The other one I'm running. I'm also on the main stage for the H1Z1 Battle Royale tournament. Yeah!
Oh my God,
it's gonna be awesome.
That
really pot is already past 25 grand. I'm getting amped. I can't wait to see how high it gets. But yeah, I'll be on the main stage for that, and then I'll be
sending my video. I hope you know that, right? I'm sending my video. I want to be. I'm going to be bad, of course, but I just want to be there. So
it's gonna be good stuff. If you can get to TwitchCon, and if you believe in what streaming is, and if you really want to just go enjoy a good time, don't think that it's going to be almost like a powwow, to get for better streamers. But at the same time, if you're a fan, you'll meet your favorites. But the truth is, if you're a streamer, go network. Even if you meet one other streamer out there, it's worth going. If you make a relationship, if you make a friendship with other people who may have your same state of mind, who may play the same games, you've got to meet people. You can't be in this space by yourself, because you will hit a ceiling and it'll end there, and that's what sucks about it. You've got to go meet people. And if TwitchCon's the place, make sure that's it. If it's not TwitchCon, it's PAX. If it's not PAX, it's Comic-Con. If it's not Comic-Con, it's fucking... I'm going to keep on going to all the cons right now. Go! Just go to a con.
I gotta, because all right, here we go. I gotta add someone to this call. They were a little late tonight, but they're here. So I gotta fix this up a bit. Sign-ups, you know who this is. I'm pretty sure you know who this is. This is McPherson Designs.
It's McPherson Designs. What's up, man?
He was like not going to be deterred. He wanted to be in this like super bad. So now I'll have to fix everybody's thing real quick. So,
yeah, great designer.
McPherson is the person who has been doing all my stuff, Synapse. Thank you so much for connecting me with him. He has been amazing. Like, he's been a godsend.
I love his work.
Thank you. He's been with us since that day I came. Synapse, help me! My art looks bad. He's been with me since then. I've got to tell you that he has brought in a new element to my broadcast. One that I didn't think that I could actually achieve on my own, and he really set the bar high. And a lot of people are knowing him, and a lot of people are knowing your name through him. So he wanted to be a part of this, and I wanted to get him in here so that people can talk to him and he can be a part of the conversation. What else do I have going on here? McPherson Designs. How are you today, sir?
Good. I had a really long day, so I'm just kind of like ready to relax, hang out with
Yep.
you fine people.
It's the end of the week. Everybody's had a long week. It's time to relax this weekend, play some video games. I'm really looking forward to it.
You know, I took today off on purpose for this podcast. I was
I've been playing Devil May
You
Cry.
were
between
too excited,
questions.
huh, Ghost?
I was getting ready. I was like, I'm going to be a part of this.
I've
Nothing's going to
absolutely
stop
been
me.
playing video games between questions here. You guys are really good at not telling, but yeah, I've been enjoying myself.
We just play-
I could tell, like, I'm over here just answering questions on Twitch, Reddit, helping people with their streams and stuff, which is what I do most of the time.
It's okay. I see.
Well,
I see things happening.
What about like stream settings? You know, since we have some streaming experts and stuff, you know, a lot of people always ask about stream settings, and there's kind of a question that I have. Even though I've experimented with a lot of different modalities in streaming, you know, Twitch kind of has that upper limit, and we want to get higher quality, but we also don't want to push too much data to the servers because we want everybody to be able to watch our stream. So there's a little technical bit about streaming that I'm really interested in because I'm kind of, you know, I'm a total computer geek. You know, I like to mess with the numbers and stuff and see what I can do and make things really crisp and sharp and stuff. But, you know, something that confused me was that Swifty is now, I think he's streaming like at 720, 60 FPS, and he says he got that idea from the esports guys. So what do you guys think about that? Where do we, when do we want to, because I have an opinion about it now, when do we want to go up to 1080, 30 FPS, and when do we want to kind of go down a little bit to 720, 60 FPS for that esports kind of feel?
I will say this much. When it comes down to, like, when you're streaming at home and stuff like that, I think 720p 60 is perfectly fine because I wouldn't even say it's the limitations. It's pretty much with what Twitch suggests, which is the 3500. 3500 is pretty much perfect for streaming 720p 60. When you go to 1080 30, you need somewhere around I would say 5500 kilobits per second to well over 10 to do 1080p 30. For it to look clean and everything else. Otherwise, it's going to be very pixelated and things like that. If you want your viewers to come and enjoy what they're watching, stick with 720p 60 at 3500 and you're pretty much golden.
Yeah, a lot of
Now, when
people
it
like to watch my... Oh, go ahead.
But when it comes to like certain games, like in fighting games, 3500 is never enough
Right, because
at
there's so much
720p
movement.
60.
But isn't like
because-
1080p the unicorn of streaming?
no,
People say it's like impossible to do that.
no,
No, I stream at
it's
1080.
possible.
People
I've
like-
streamed at 1080p
like 1080.
60 and it's perfectly fine, but trust me, I've taken down a server or two on Twitch while doing it.
Jesus.
Like when
Yeah.
they took down, I took down the secondary. Okay, a few years back, the Virginia server, there were two of them. There was a regular one, then there was a backup one. I used to take down the backup one on a weekly basis.
I
To the
heard that
point where-
Yogscast had a
Huh?
special ingest. I heard that Yogscast had a special ingest server from Twitch because they wanted to stream it like 5,000 plus,
Damn.
and they actually got a special permission.
Yeah, I was one of those that had special privileges on Twitch, still do, but like my test channels don't get that privilege. So whenever I test and I want to see how something looks, I test and then I'll get a message from like Gunrun or someone else like, "Hey, are you doing this?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, sorry." But I wouldn't do 1080 30. 1080 30 is fine, but I still think 720p 60 is that sweet spot for all viewers to actually sit and enjoy.
I just like getting sourced once in a while. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Well, you got
found that-
source. You got source like 10 minutes into.
You
the
still
show.
have source for me. I've
He has
actually
all
got
the.
to pull them.
He has all of the quality. He has quality now. He had quality like 10 minutes into the broadcast.
Nice.
And, you know, you guys are, man, get amazing. I posted you guys are going to be here tonight. I did the test run with my stream. 60 people showed up like out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, it's not yet. Calm down. Calm down. We're not doing it yet. You gotta be quicker than that. Anyway, and and
You gotta be faster than that.
but yeah, man, it's a great time. It's great to have all you guys here. And do you guys have any? Now here's a twist in this. Do you guys have any questions for each other? Like, I know you've been asking questions in general, but is there any questions you would like to ask each other? Like Signups, how do you grow such a magnificent beard? Or Seraph,
Lots of whiskey.
How do you get your lips so red? Like how do we like like any
Your
questions?
Puerto Rican accent like really came out there.
I am Puerto Rican, so
I know you are.
I thought you were Dominican. My bad.
Teatro. No, anyway. Geek. Anyway, no, yeah. So, is there any questions? Like, I'm gonna start this off. I want to start this question off to Bifuteki. Like, I just found you out this year. Where the hell? I mean, and I'm an avid Street Fighter player. Like, where can I learn about Street Fighter, like people, or the fighting circuit in general? I want to know more. I want to. Like, where do I, besides Twitch, now, well, I find everything on Twitch now, but, I mean, like, someone like me who didn't know about it, is it Reddit? Do I go to Reddit to find out everything about you guys? Or, like, where can I go besides Twitch to learn more about the fighting community?
I would go to shuriken.com. That will probably be your best bet. Another place is to check out Facebook. There's a lot of FGC groups there, especially in your local area. So if you ever wanted to, like, if you're wanting to learn to play the game or get better at the game, I feel that going to your local events would possibly help you get better, because it's great to play online, but it's much better to sit next to that person and play. Reason being is that online play, you're not going to get better. Like, yes, you can beat people online and stuff like that. You're not getting better at the game. You're just getting better at understanding people's tendencies. Thing is, when you're sitting there, that person could actually get in your head more than that person that's playing online. I see Sarah smiling about this, but
I'm sorry. No.
it's it's best to go to a local event and do that stuff. Check out Facebook. There's always groups. There's groups for pretty much every particular neck of the woods, just about, and there's always a community there. So. And Shuriken.com obviously has a wonderful forum full of these tournaments that are in local areas as well.
And
Nice.
I got another one for Synapse. Synapse, is it easier to just go to school for 4K rendering or to just learn that yourself? I want to know how to make things spin, man.
Hey, look. You know what? One of the things about art school is if you're going to be an art professional and you're going to go out into industry, I think it's very useful to have that formal training. And but one thing that I think all the artists agree on is that you don't really need it to learn that stuff. You can learn that stuff from YouTube, and now you can learn just about anything from YouTube, and I think that's a fact. And and also when you go to school for art and stuff, it's about those collaborations and meeting teachers that have contacts in industry, and meeting your friends and stuff, and making those collaborations so that you can get your profession off to a start. But that's not going to make you a good artist. Being an artist is going to make you a good artist. So you got to look at art and try things and look at techniques on YouTube and try to do the things that you see and watch tutorials. That's how I learned what I know. So when I talk to the industry guys, sometimes we have a little gap in communication because I wasn't formally trained, but I can do all the things that they do, and I know how to do all the techniques that they do. And you can do, if you like what I do, or you have a favorite artist, you can do it too. Bottom line, you can do it. You just got to pick it up and start doing it.
That's how I got into like video.
Just do it. What are you waiting for?
Like, I basically just started like messing around with, things in After Effects, and now I mess around with stuff in Flash. What is it? Not Flash, whatever they call it. Whatever that Flash Pro, whatever the freaking app is on Adobe.
That really expensive app that costs, lots of
Yeah,
time and
like,
resources.
yeah, exactly. I started messing around with that because that's how my scoreboards are created. So I, learned that and action script and all that good stuff.
You just have to make the decision in your mind that you're going to learn it. And with anything new that you pick up, you get frustrated. There's always a learning curve, but you just be persistent and talk to the people who have already been through it, and they're going to tell you a pointer. If you want to learn 3D, I say start with text, so you get a little starting point and you go from there.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. I remember when I made my first 3D render. I brought that straight to Synapse stream. Synapse, look what I did!
Yeah, it was good too. It's good stuff. It was better than most people can do. The thing is, most people say, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." And then there's another category of people, the people that actually Do it.
That just
So
do it. Yeah.
You got to start.
I mean, damn, because I know I still can't do it. That's why I called McPherson. Hey, McPherson, help me. I got his number on speed dial. I'm not even playing. McPherson, help me. I can't make things spin.
You have my number, but you never call me.
No, I call him. I send him on Skype. I apologize.
Skype.
I Skype him. I'm like, McPherson, things aren't spinning, and that's how I get by on my broadcast. But I mean, Andy, you stop by my channel, or let's say you stop by, I don't know, Coronet's channel. Is that who her name is? Coronet? What's her name? I apologize.
Really, you are really bad with names. Bro.
You have no idea.
You're terrible.
I have to walk around with a black book.
Why do you have kids? Seriously.
Oh my God! You don't know. Like which one are you again? Like no, but
it
like
is Cruzette.
Cruzette. You go to Cruzette's channel.
Tommy?
Let's just. Oh my God! I'm sorry, but you go to. You go to Cruzette's channel, right? First time. What are you looking at?
Like, you're asking what the first thing I noticed on
what do you notice at? Like, you're brand new.
No cleavage.
What are you looking at?
Actually, the first thing I look for is the game. Because if I see, so if I look at your overlay and I see a giant version of you and very, very little, if you're playing Minesweeper and half the screen is you, bye. But besides that, I look at kind of, your overlay, how complicated it is. I wait to see if someone follows. I actually hold to follow to see what happens when you follow, whether you recognize them. If you kind of give them any recognition, like, okay, I just want to see what you do when someone gives you some recognition. If I see a donation in there, I've actually given donations just to see how you react. Like, I'll just oh, here's $1, let's see what happens. I just do that because sometimes I need to read people, and I can't read them with them being fake. So besides that, after that, I look at their information, how accessible they are, all the background information I have on them, then profanity, and then, of course, finally, I spend the rest of the time in there looking at the chat. And if I see a very, very slow chat with a high viewer count, I know they're being either hosted or they purchased their viewers. Or if I see a really, really active chat and there's lots of chatter, there's lots of, what's the word? A lot of just good community vibes going on. It's how I found Ashley. Her name's Ashley 55547. I think that's the numbers. I'm really confused with the numbers, but
that's not
I have no idea.
I'm like, yeah, we're gonna call her right now.
She has the most active chat I've ever seen. Even when she's at 100 people, there's 100 people watching and talking. Like, that's a big deal to me. So that's what I look for. First, that's number one above all else. It really doesn't matter exactly what you're playing, but that's one of the things I'm looking for.
Now I'm only gonna bother you guys for like 10 more minutes, and then you can go about your amazing schedules. But here is something I want to ask. This is panel wide. McPherson's, please. They're telling me to tell the people. McPherson, people are telling me to tell you gotta stop talking, homie. You talk way too much.
I know. I always.
It's always doing it. Jesus Christ.
I'm doing what we talked about earlier.
No, but honestly speaking, if you advice in anything, because we want to close it up on a positive note, advice in anything anyone does. I'm waiting for the 7 train to pass. 1 second.
Oh, my bad. That was my fault. Sorry. I remember we're in New York.
It's New York. I know.
Like, sorry. Train.
Listen, I live by the airport. I live by the airport. I know it. I live by the airport. I get them all the time. But if you had to do, I want everybody's input on this. If you had to give advice, now we're not just talking about streamers in life. We're gonna get all deep here. Like, if you had to give advice, a motivational advice, what would you say to somebody right now who needs it? Let's just do this. McPherson, I'm gonna let you go first.
Hold on. Can you ask that again?
If you had to say something, in a motivational way to the viewers tonight, in a positive, antidote, like advice on how to, progress, how to, just do good, a good motivational thing. Like, what would you say? Like,
well, I mean, as far as design stuff goes, I feel like most people shy away from it just because they're afraid that they're not going to be good at it. So what I would say is don't be afraid of it and just like attack it, because otherwise you're never going to get better. If you're always afraid of what people are going to say, dude, you guys should see some of my first designs. They're like complete shit. And so it's like, I mean, even now I don't think I'm that great. I think there's a lot of people that are way better than me, and I get very inspired by other people, which is a part of why I do what I do, because I love the art and I love the reasoning behind why people do things. Like, I came to Synapse's channel from Chinglish, and I stayed there ever since. And I've stayed sub to Psy for a lot longer than I did to Ching, and I'm
Thank you,
still
man,
subbed.
for that support.
So I mean, it's the fact that you love what you do, and it's contagious, you know, and it's visible and in doing what you do, and then, you know, taking the time to play games and hang out and chill, and it's just fun. It's a great thing to watch. Anyway,
Thanks, man.
just doing what you're passionate about, no matter what people say, because you're always going to get naysayers. Haters hate because that's their job. So why let them stop? You know, or like why wait for them to stop? You know,
Synapse?
just keep doing you.
I definitely agree with McPherson's design. I couldn't have said it any better. I think that you know, when I got to reach into me, into myself, to find motivation and inspiration myself to keep going, one thing that keeps me going is just to realize that I'm doing what I like doing. And that's what you have to do. You got to find out what inspires you and what motivates you, because you can't create motivation and inspiration. I mean, somebody could maybe pay me a lot of money or pay me $1 million or something, but when inspiration comes organically and motivation comes from within, there's no better inspiration or motivation than that. And you have to find your trigger for that. And once you do, you're going to work harder, you're going to work longer, and you're going to be a lot happier. But if I could really quick, this is completely inappropriate, but blue blee blow. Wait, what's the name?
Blee blee blah blah.
Blue blee blee blah blue just subscribe to me on my channel, so I want to knight him. Blue blee blah. I dub thee a knight of the Synapse stream. You, sir, have been knighted. Thank you, man, for that subscribe.
Blee, blah, blue. Yes,
Blah,
we
blah,
love
blah,
that.
blue.
We love that guy.
Yes.
We love
Love
that.
it. Cheers
that.
later
That
on the
was
stream.
nice.
Thank you, man.
I'm gonna drop some real shit on you guys. So my motivational speak for this particular question is actually going to be a big bad drag back down to earth. And I want you to remember, number one, this business is less than 5 years old. The bubble hasn't popped yet, and people are still very brand new. You need to remember that to start this as a business is not wise. You need to start this as a side gig. It needs to be your side hoe. Okay? All right? And I mean
there
that
you go.
sincerely, because there's nothing in the world that you can do. You don't have, even if you have enough money to buy whatever you need to, buy all the newest games, buy all the latest equipment, you can't make people love you. So what you need to do is make this something that you can go to work every single day, provided that you can come home and stream and enjoy yourself. Just like you two have said, you're being honest with yourself, you're being true to what you want. And then go from there. Let that grow on its own. And if it becomes profitable on its own, then you can really focus on business. But the last thing you want to do is go cold turkey and get started and then be disappointed with yourself, because that's not the kind of business this is. This is entertainment, period. And you've got to remember that every single day that you're here. Mic drop.
Good one.
Who we got? Synapse? Did you already give your motivational
you already-
thing?
Oh, yeah. I did.
Oh no, I
He
didn't.
did? Who did it? Yeah, he did.
He did earlier.
When
Man, he's gotta
when you
do it
love
now.
what you do.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that's like when McPherson Design was talking about, you know, that's, I truly believe that, you know, and you got to, because I've worked in a couple of different things, and even things that pay, pay a little bit more lucrative. And it's nice when you're making money, because you get to buy all the things that you want to buy and stuff. But there is nothing that makes you work harder than when you're really doing what you love. And just like Andy says, you know, you got to, you know, also have a side gig. I had an advisor, a mentor in science, that she used to say, don't always put all your eggs in one basket. And she was Chinese. I'm pretty sure that's not a Chinese saying. I'm not sure if it is, but the point that she's trying to make is that, you know, you also got to have your other things going on as well. So, you know, you got to make sure you take care of yourself, because there's a lot of people that are trying to stream. It's very competitive, and you know, to try to be at the Soda Poppin' level and stuff like that, you can't always do that. And they're going to have a panel at TwitchCon too about that. Is how do you really, you know, make it your profession? You got to be doing other stuff as well, and really being involved in the gaming industry. And the gaming industry is huge. There's so much for you guys out there if that's what you love. I'm always going to tell you to follow your dreams and follow your passions. And some people will try to tell you no. No matter what you do, somebody will always tell you not to do it. You got to ask yourself what it is you want to do. And once you decide, you're good to go.
Who do we got? Bifuteki.
This is going to sound like a broken record, but no matter what, just keep going. Keep doing what it is that you're doing. Make sure that you have someone that shares that same passion that you have that will probably sit and kind of give you pointers along your road up to the top or up to wherever it is that you want to get to. Like both of these guys, like all these guys has pretty much said, you must keep doing it, but don't try to make this the only thing that you do. A lot of times people tend to be like, okay, Dan's doing it. All these guys pretty much quit their jobs and just did this. I'm just going to quit my job and just focus on this. No. Let this be a hobby. Let this be something that you do on your spare time. You need stories to tell to your viewers while you're streaming. You can tell about some funny thing that happened at work or some funny thing that happened while you were driving back home or something like that. Viewers love hearing about a caster's daily life sometimes, depending on what's going on in your life. They don't want to hear that you're constipated or anything like that. You know, some casters, you know, they can get away with that stuff, but you know, like some viewers, they like to get to know you. They want to get to know you. And me coming up, this was a lesson I had to learn a while ago, that viewers want to know what makes you tick. And a lot of times I used to shield myself completely away. Like I'll go to conventions and stuff like that. People recognize me. Hey, you're Bifuteki. I'll put the hood on and I'll just keep walking. I won't even acknowledge them. Now it's to the point now where I could go from, like I could be on the way to an event. I could be going from New York to Chicago, from Chicago to Georgia. And when I land in Chicago, like 12 people will come up to me like, hey, you're Bifuteki. Can I get your autograph on this? And I'll sit there and I'll be like, sure. And I'm willing to like sit here and talk to these people because that's the one way that I can continue growing. Is by stopping, being nice to these people and things like that. So remember that. Be humble. And don't think that you're just going to go from 0 to 1 million overnight.
Real quick.
You're not. It's a struggle. And the best way for you to alleviate the headache of not getting 10, 15, 20 viewers that last night, go to work, do your regular thing. Do your regular
like a game.
thing, come back.
You
got to level up. You got to grind up, and if you get frustrated at a certain level, look up a guide, talk to a friend, get a collab, and there's things that you can do. You just got to change one little thing here and there, and bam, you're leveling up. Got to beat the game. I've been trying to get
Swifter to play Street Fighter for the longest. I'm like, yo, let's go. I'll bring over Coach Steve. I'll bring over Spabrog.
Let's do
sit
it
on the couch, play some Marvel, play some Street Fighter. Trust me, you'll earn a rep. Hopefully, my tournament that I'm having next year, I'm hope to have him there as a special guest.
Yo, I'm going to your tournament, brother. I'm going in with my Blancas. Everyone's gonna get wrecked. Just throwing that out there.
I use UOD. Yours aren't ready.
I wish you guys luck because all of EG will be there.
Let's do it. I wanna. Did you have something to say, Andy? You said, "Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put my Andy in it." You were gonna say something.
Oh no, I was gonna pass the mic to Sarah.
Oh, that's what I was good. That's what I'm about to do right now. Sarah, it's on you.
I guess my advice would be just, especially if you're new, like me, don't focus on the viewers and the numbers, and just like don't focus on the numbers and trying to make money, because it's really not. If you make that the focus of your stream, you're not going to keep people in your stream. It's just not fun to see someone pushing and promoting their stream so hard that just have fun with it. Just do what you love, play the games you love, interact with your viewers. People love your interaction, and just be yourself. Just don't try to be a sellout like right away. Like these people that promote themselves like way later, you can do that when you get tons of viewers, but don't worry about the viewers. Just build a community that people want to be there.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I mean, I guess I'll put my 2 cents. Guys, watching this and everybody here tonight, don't be afraid to fall on your ass. I'm going to be just as blunt as that. Don't be afraid to fall on your ass, because that's going to develop balance later. I feel that if you understand that every no is closer to a yes, you'll be successful in the future. I say this because coming from where I came from, and I've said it before, some people who know the story, I started streaming homeless. I was streaming literally homeless. Like, I was not doing it. I was literally had these situations going, and so I saw Hobbs. Wow, I don't know if any of you guys know Wow Hobbs. I know Seraph knows, and Synapse.
Yeah, great guy.
He was my motivation to start broadcasting. I was a follower on YouTube, and it was like lightning. I was like, oh my God. And then I reached out to him. I was like, hey, how do you do it? And he was responding. And, you know, reaching out to people or trying to learn from people or trying to get yourself into a place where you think you normally couldn't get to, that's all about growing and trying to broaden your horizon. So my motivational thing is, don't be afraid to fall on your ass. It could be a good thing. Trust me. So with that being said, if anyone else has anything they want to say before we end tonight, I'm gonna leave it open. If not, we're gonna end here, because I know some of you have to broadcast this evening. I'm sure. But does anybody have anything to say before we leave? No. Any announcements or anything like that? Any upcoming events?
Oh, you guys should talk about maybe some of the things that you have going on, and maybe do a little plug for for some of the projects that you guys have going on.
I say close out with your plug. Yeah, close out with your plug.
What plug?
Beefle, don't you have any tournaments coming up that you want to plug or anything like that?
I can't plug that right now.
Oh, come on, Beefle, really?
No, seriously. I can't plug it.
No,
Twitch?
no underground info.
Okay.
Just something to look forward to.
I'll tell you this right now. Twitch, Amazon, blah, 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 will be pissed off at me if I were to say anything today. I've already been given clearance to speak on Wednesday. Wednesday, I have a major announcement to speak on.
Oh, we got to wait.
Nice.
And that's it.
The cliffhanger.
All I can say is that it's sponsored by PlayAsia, Amazon, Twitch.
Wow.
Looking around for the sticky notes. Where is it?
Nintendo.
Oh, we're getting a new Marvel vs. Capcom. Is that what's going on?
You said too much that ninjas are going to come out.
I just said too much by naming those four.
Are we getting a new Marvel vs. Capcom? Is that what you're saying right now? Is that what we're getting?
No.
Crap.
I can't announce that. That's not until later this month.
Oh, all right. We already know. Sign up. Someone's asking me to Substarter. Do you know what? I don't know what that is. They're asking me to ask you that directly.
Yeah, they wanted me to. I'll say something about it. It hasn't launched yet, but it's a project. You know, all the things that I do is are always gaming related. And one of the things that came to my mind was a lot of us that are new partners and have a sub button and stuff. Really on to grind to really connect with people and stuff. And I had an idea because my viewers in my chat were subscribing for each other. They wanted to support the stream, but they also wanted to add the emotes to their portfolio, and they just wanted, as a good gesture, and I'm really bringing the positivity out in people. And I didn't ever imagine that they would be doing that, but it's something that I observed they were doing by themselves, and it was really cool. So I came up with this idea, Substart, and I'll tell you more when it's ready, but it's basically where you can subscribe to other streamers for free. You can win sub giveaways, and we set it up so that you can either subscribe your friends to somebody's channel. There's a pool that's going to open up for streamers so that they can use that money to actually send to you. I subscribe you to my stream, and when I just tried it, just kind of experimenting with it, I got 40 subscribers just like that. And so it works, and people really like the idea. So it's working right now. I do sub giveaways on my stream every once in a while, but I'll tell you more when it's ready.
It's really seamless too.
I tried that sub giveaway stuff. It helps, but I kind of like that idea of Substarter.
I really do like that too. There's some opportunities there on my end of it. I certainly want to hear more about that later.
For marketing,
I would
sure.
love to hear more about that, because that to me is like great.
Look at that, bringing people together.
Boom, networking.
Let me see. Does Andy, you have any upcoming events?
TwitchCon.
TwitchCon, guys.
Actually, no, a little bit earlier. Just for those of you who either are attending PAX Prime or who know someone who's going to PAX Prime, I am with Greybox, and we are streaming the upcoming aerial space armada game, Dreadnought.
Ooh, that
you
game
have
is
the
fire.
Indeed. And you have the opportunity, if you are going to PAX Prime, you can come and see me. Spots are filling up quick, but we are allowing streaming from the show floor. So you can stream live from PAX, you can capture footage for your YouTube pages, you can come and play Dreadnought with us. And that's for all 4 days at PAX, and that's the next one, and I'm going to end it right there, because then that's the best way to go about it. So it's all about Dreadnought at PAX Prime.
Seraph, anything McPherson's?
And by the way, for the record, if you're in the chat and you want to talk about that, just send me a Twitch message and I'll get back to you Monday. Now I can talk. Sorry. That's it.
That's okay. McPherson, Seraph, anything you'd like to, any upcoming events?
No, I talk too much.
Damn it. Finally, we've got him to stop talking. I got one event. If anyone here is from the New York area, we have another streamers meetup, September 13th, hosted by Swifter. A lot of great broadcasters go. Last time we had Beefuteki, you did go. Beefuteki went. We had Wolf21. We had Swifter. We had Streamer Network TV came over. Streamer News TV, I'm sorry. Streamer News TV came. A lot of great broadcasters meet up. It's a great thing. If you're a New York streamer or tri-state area, I recommend
Make that trip.
Make that trip. It's a networking dream. When was this announced? I got my invite today. So
it's for September 13th. So unfortunately, I won't be in New York.
And it's going to be at Legends Bar, which is like
I've held a couple events there.
That is
actually
bougie place, man. It's gonna be good.
I'm actually gonna talk to them about doing some Street Fighter tournaments there, and I kind of am upset that I'm not gonna be there because it would have been great to actually, after the event, talk to them then. But I'll reach out to them on Monday. I actually know the manager for the events.
Mac just can't be silenced. I'm sorry. It's like, God, this McPherson guy.
Mac, speak.
No, they're telling him to stop speaking.
I'm just.
He's the troll. Nah, so yeah, that's all we have. That's all I have for tonight. I want to thank Beefuteki, Synapse, McPherson Designs, Andy. I want to thank Sarah. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedules to come out and chilling with us here on GZG. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys again. I know some of you come here all the time, so I just thank you guys for being a part of the zone. And thank you,
man.
Thank you for everybody watching at home on your mobiles, tablets, cell phones. I think that's the same thing. TVs, PCs,
mobiles, tablets,
cell phones. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, Twitch is available everywhere. It's available on Roku boxes, Apple TV.
You name it on your consoles.
Your microwaves.
Yeah, refrigerators. I saw refrigerator TVs. That's real. It's a real thing. But thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. We broke a lot. We broke triple digits tonight on the viewership. That's great to have it. I love it. I appreciate you guys. We're working together with a lot of broadcasters, trying to grow as a broadcast here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, because it really is a labor of love. We come out here, we share all this information with you, we share our lives with you as streamers and YouTube content providers and PR people, that we try to make you guys entertain as much as we possibly can. So thank you for coming out, guys. Panel again, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you guys go, but
very good panel, man. Thank you so much for having me, and it's great to meet you guys. I can't wait to talk to you guys more. I love this talk show that you're doing. It's good stuff, man. It's bringing us together. I love it. Thank you, dude.
All right, guys. Anytime, please hit me up whenever you need me. Whenever you guys, I'm my humble host, the Ghost, of course. And we'll see you next time here on GZ. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Stay black, everybody.
Ladies and